I bet it's working now.
You don't know. Nope.
Oh, there
now
it is.
It's starting. Hello.
Heidi ho, guys and gals. We're back. In the Den of Tools. Maybe.
We don't know.
There it says Stream Health. You're live.
Health
Maybe live. Maybe
we
live.
don't know.
Who knows? Gotta love YouTubes and the way they do these things.
The internets.
To the interwebs.
Da-da.
And Zaphiel's in the house. How it goes at Zaph.
Hey. Bo Adams. XVS.
Hawkeyes. Bo Adams. Jason Blair.
Hey.
Fellow bear.
Novice Nick.
Did you know that? If it has a little thing right there, if they're green
Yes.
has that, it means they're a member.
I did know that. Quentin, Owen, John, Raver Magic, Skinny D.
Asked about what license plate frame. I've asked them. I passed it on, and I haven't heard back. I don't think it's high on their priority right now. They got so much other stuff going on.
Paul Saint Marie, Dale.
Quentin, Owen, Joe. Paul Saint. Hey, Paul. How's it going? Dale, where'd you leave off? Well, you go through the list. We're right at Dale. You keep going.
Yes. W. Cutter, good evening. Joey Chambers, hello. Matt, hey. Brett, hello. Richard, Wolfstone, hey. Size Matters, hi. Hey, Steven.
Steve's in the house. D-Diz. Hey,
yes,
Bear and
Rudolph. I need like a nose.
With your nose so bright.
I do. Hey. Hey, Josh. Hey, Bear and Better Bear. I'm gonna guess I'm Better Bear.
Tim Wise.
Yes.
You don't have your glasses on.
I don't.
I'm
just saying
Evan's in the house. Trent, Chief Thunderhorse, Dibrock. Hey, Dibrock. We're glad you're feeling better. Skinny Snakes, love the den. Bremen, how's it going? Terry's in the house. How's it going?
Hey.
I know. Has it been a week? I don't know, man. It's been between being sick, Halloween, and having family in. We had birthdays.
Yep.
Paul still have a channel on Foot enough. Hey, what do people feed their horses? Hey, nice. Nose Nick says, thanks, Red. Just placed my first order with Tecton, and then you started your live stream. Amazing.
Awesome.
Well, that's great. I mean, I'm loving the Tecton stuff. It's hard to find fault with most of it. There's some stuff that is, some people may not like, or stuff that's kind of a personal choice, but it's all good quality.
Josh Albertson says, hey, the bear at the Den of Tools. That's right. That's us. John says, nice deer horns, Miss Bear. Thank you. I'm sort of not really showing them all.
She's decided she's going to try and find one of these outfits for every week.
Yeah. So I'm open
good luck with that.
I'm open to suggestions.
You need bear ears.
I do.
Oh, bear ears.
I do. I did not see any bear ears. But tomorrow is Monday, and that is the half-off time at Savers. And since Halloween just happened, my guess is that would be a good time to pick some up.
Where's your Minnie Mouse ears? I always like those. Those are cute.
They are in our Christmas box, which we have not opened. Scroll up. Jason Jenkins. Novice Nick. Okay, awesome. Just didn't want to get behind. Daniel McKenzie. Oh, you're in the hospital.
Oh yeah,
my goodness.
They entered him last week.
Man. Because you were having issues with the internet because you were in the hospital, correct? Yeah. Memory serves me.
I'm going to catch up on the hellos. I know. Matt Saddy. Okay. Living in the desert. Tombstone, Arizona here. Cody James. Donna Ross here.
Hey! Darn, YouTube fought me seeing you guys. Oh, no!
Debruck says he's happy to be back. That's great.
Yay!
No, in a haircut. Hi from Roswell, fellow aliens in the house. Still have the Amiga. I do. I've had a couple people say they wanted to buy it, and they flaked. You know how Craigslist is.
I was going to say the internet.
Yeah. I need to get rid of it. I need to get more space here in the garage.
If you're here at SEMA, and you feel like you need one, we have one to sell you.
Tristan, hey, Bear, is this really you? Sounds like... No, actually, I'm Jeff. The Bear takes the weekends off. We do sound a lot alike just because we spend so much time together. Terry says, I'm sick and grumpy. Terry, I'm so sorry. I've been like that all week. In fact, I'm still sounding like it's still got a bit of sniffles here.
Bo Adams says, what did you ever do with the green Cobalt toolbox?
I sold it because we had to make room for this thing.
Jason wants to know if you're feeling any better since Halloween.
I was feeling better, and then we had family coming down. My brother was in town, and some people ended up dragging me out to Hogs and Heifers, our favorite watering hole, and bad choices were made. So I'm back on the opposite side of the rebound.
Scroll up, we missed.
All right.
What's the best saw to cut through Trump's border and cause everyone is doing it?
Yeah, I saw that.
Nice.
Hey, real quick, sorry. I wanted to say, by the way, since we have some new people here, channel announcement. That is, please make sure we've updated the channel announcement a little bit. Please keep the comments family friendly. We are a family friendly channel. PG rated. Let's call it that. If you want me to read it, start your message with the @ and the Den of Tools. You have to have the in there because just Den of Tools doesn't count. It shows up, like you said, it's orange highlight. That's exactly what it looks like to me. So I can tell your comments to me different from your comments to everyone else. I try to give real responses, not just short quips. As such, we do get behind. It will happen. It's happening now. I will get to your comment. Please don't spam the message boards with your comments. It's not going to make it easier for me to see it. It's just going to make me skip over them, especially if you're not putting @ the Den of Tools. Also, please be respectful to other people's comments. We're all adults here, or mostly. I mean, we got some cubs and some families. Yep. But let's try to act like family. All right? Yep. All right. Moving forward.
Scal92253. Oh my gosh. Hi, you. I've been so busy. You have no idea. I can totally relate.
Wolfie says I was going to... Oh, no. He says, good evening, Mr. and Mrs. Bear, Red, and the Labradog. Labradog was right. Is she over there? She's there. Come here.
Hi.
Come here. Come on. There she is.
She's like,
there's
hello.
Labradog. She's been so excited this week. There's been people everywhere. Stop licking me.
New smells. New
my
people.
Gosh. All sorts of people to jump on and lick. It's been a great week to be a Labradog.
Chief Thunderhorse was going to say, I was going to suggest bear ears. Yes. There you go.
Ricky's happy to see us. Hey, Ricky.
Hi, Ricky.
Look at deer dressed as a pretty gal again. Joe Smith. Oh, that's to Joe. Chaka in the house. $2. Where's the bell?
Hang on. Ryobi is trash, except for extremely light to yourself. Woo! Thank you.
Let's see here. Where was I? Ricky, happy to see you. Ricky starts preschool tomorrow. Woohoo!
Yay!
Weird comment doesn't get read out. Aww. I try to read all of them, but as I said, there's a lot of people talking. We get a lot of people in these chats. Currently in the chat we have 112. So this is the time to be here. We got to almost 600 last week, so it can get a bit hectic.
Yep.
At that point.
Bo Adams had the stomach flu Monday through Thursday last week, so he's glad it's over.
Francisco asks, I have to ask the Milwaukee something. I don't memorize SKU numbers, dude. I'm sorry. I can't do it.
Chad likes the bear better. Well, bears
have days off.
Yeah, everyone likes him because he's furry.
Well, and also, who's going to say they don't like the bear?
I don't know.
He might eat them.
That's true. He did snack on that last person.
Well, they were totally asking for it.
They were. Oh, the tape measure. I don't know, man. I have not used the tape measures from Milwaukee. I've been meaning... They get the new ones that they say you can drop from 70 feet up. Of course, they're saying it onto packed earth, not like onto cement or something like that. So, I know I've got a drone. I've been thinking about flying up there and doing a drop on them. And we'll see about that. But I have not used them. I have not talked to anybody really who's used them. So you'll find I don't like to... Holy cow! Michael. Haven't been on the stream in a while. Great to see Labrador. Great to see your channel continue to grow. Michael, man, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Okay. $3,
$50 holler.
2,
Watch
1.
Watch this go wild.
Bing! Thank you so much. Sorry, I just got excited. Sometimes there's just a few more rings in there.
And Scal, new member, welcome to the chat.
Thank you.
He's got his bear. He's ready to go. That's awesome. All right, let's see. Let's get back here. Where were we? Only one thing missing, Miss Red, is the red nose.
I know.
But she's getting the sniffles here. That might happen.
Yeah, thanks.
Also got a good selection of postcards.
Yes.
Ooh, we love postcards, by the way. And anybody who sends us a postcard, we try to turn around and send one in response.
Yes.
When we're in Montana, you get Montana postcards. When we're in Vegas, Vegas
Good
style,
luck.
baby.
Yeah, so it could be interesting in your mailbox.
You never know.
Glitter,
what happens in
sparkles,
Vegas gets mailed on a
dice.
postcard. Yeah, make sure you put the at the Den of Tools part so we see it.
Aw, Dale.
Fantabulous Bear Family, Dale says.
That is so right.
For the Emperor, Nick.
That's right.
Nick, man, I was just trying to... I'm subscribed to you. I don't know if YouTube unsubscribed me. I was trying to watch the sickle video, and I can't find it. I don't know what's going on.
Josh says that we're helping him through colonoscopy prep. Seriously, thanks for the distraction. I have to say, I have had more than my fair share of colonoscopies. It's terrible. Although I do have to say that the prep has gotten better over the years. I think most people here know that I have Crohn's. So I have had a bunch of colonoscopies. I've had a bowel resection. I could spend forever, but I won't. Josh, I really feel your pain, and I will be thinking about you tomorrow.
Yeah.
The good news is you're usually pretty loopy, and you don't remember anything. The prep, though, unfortunately, you're awake.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's here. My favorite bear family, Charles says.
Hey. Living in the desert.
It works?
It works. Yes, it does.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Shut up,
wait,
Moto.
here we go. Shut up, Moto. You should check, make sure that's not somebody important. We got a family in town and there's stuff going on. I mean, it was the 70th birthday for two lovely women who are part of our family. And their friends from way back in the day came into town, people I've known for years. And so we had some really big family events going on. We were Saturday night, we were at the Mob Museum. If you saw the picture I posted in the community section of that bourbon auto dispenser thing, that was from the Mob Museum. They have a moonshine distillery there and everything. And so it was a lot of fun. Great live music. So anyway, that's why we got to make sure that also someone's supposed to be texting us when they land. I haven't seen any text messages, have you?
Yes. No, I have not.
If you're watching.
If you're watching, we're waiting for a text message to know that you're live. And,
I'm freaking out. Hello, that's all. Are those hedgehogs? Because that's awesome.
Oh, I love hedgehogs.
She wants a hedgehog in the worst
hedgehog.
way. Travis, any special for Super tonight?
Sorry. Coughing. 3, 2, 1. Bing, 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 bing. Okay, got a little crazy.
You okay over there?
No.
Yeah. Any special? I don't think we get any special. Do I have anything?
I think
going
they're,
on?
wondering like if it's for cup stuff or.
No, nothing special tonight. Just more. It'll go for more ears for you.
Yes, and I really am serious. If you guys have suggestions
or ears you want to send,
I am happy to wear them.
Rama says, is Insider Track worth the investment for someone looking for woodworking tools? If you're going to spend between $50 or $100 minimum per month, like every month over the year, yes, I would definitely say that that's going to happen. Or if you're looking to do some a few big purchases. Basically, if you plan to spend around $1,000 at Harbor Freight over the year, I would say, yeah, it's definitely worth the investment. It'll be more worth the investment once they get the whole auto coupon thing involved.
Yeah.
But it's getting close. Alex, yes, that worked. Any brushless tools coming for the Bauer line or just Hercules? Jason, I don't know. I forgot to ask that question. I do know there's stuff coming for the Hercules. I've seen pictures of it. I can't share the pictures. But, yeah, it's coming. I will check on the Bauer stuff. Hot Splice, hello. Thank you very much. Just wondering what the Bears costume was this year. I think he went as... What did he go as again?
I don't know.
What
Mesmerized by my antlers. I'm going to get you.
You're special.
Yeah.
All that medicine you drank. Halloween is finally kicking in. Oh, you should have seen. You should have seen Saturday night.
Oh, yeah. Not family friendly, but it was entertaining.
No. We had some friends who were with us. See, the problem is I can't drink beer because it gives me heartburn. In fact, wine and beer both give me heartburn, but liquor doesn't bother me at all. And and not my stomach, at least.
No, not your stomach.
And unfortunately, sometimes when we go out, special events like that, people try to keep up drinking with me. I'm a big guy.
Yes.
I've got
You're
some
very
experience
svelte.
with it. Yeah, very svelte. And it ends badly for them. And it ended badly for them Saturday night.
There's some super chats.
Okay. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me bookmark it.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, okay, we did Travis. Scal's in the house. Scal, $20.
Hey.
Love you guys. Sorry I can't be here more. Secret stuff going on.
That sounds
Ooh, I hope it's
exciting.
good secret stuff.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
And D-Brock's got pie for you.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes, I read that like 4 times and still couldn't figure it out. Thank you.
3.14.
Yeah.
Math is not your friend.
Math is totally my friend.
Hit the bell.
Bing, 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 bing. I should have hit it 314 times.
No,
Yes.
you shouldn't.
Yes, I should have.
Okay. And then this is one of the reasons we keep the chat message up over here so you can see where we are in the chat. Any insight on the value that Vulcan will go on sale soon? I'm hopeful that there's actually going to be a big sale. Last year, mid-November, Harbor Freight did 15% off everything in the store. Nothing held back.
Princess
Princess Butterfly behind us.
In the background.
And
I bought this for Mommy because I didn't realize she had one.
Oh, that's
that
sweet.
was so sweet. You brought me a costume?
Mm-hmm.
she has the little or the ears things for it too.
Yes. Maybe I'll get a butterfly thing and I'll wear it.
So anyway, I don't know if it's going to go on soon, but if that 15% comes across, then you'll be able to use it on that.
Don't lose it.
The Travis Ledger says, I'm on the verge. I'm quitting my job and trying to start my own business. Any suggestions?
Wow.
Make sure you have enough money to carry you through. That's the number one reason why businesses fail is they don't have enough liquid assets to hold them through to the point of where they get out of the black and they go into the red.
Profitable.
Also, make sure your profit margins are high enough so that during droughts, during times, and it happens with every business.
Yeah.
Things can be going great. Something changes. Next thing you know, you don't have any calls. Well, it could take you 3 to 4 months to redefine your business to get to the point where you're profitable again. You need to have enough in reserves to get through that. I've been thinking about just doing one video a week on business stuff. Anyway, that's not a bell. Where's the cowbell? The cowbell I left in Montana. So,
It's waiting for me to come pick it up.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was joking. Nick says, I bought a box from the rigid stack system. You think I should have waited for the Craftsman or Menards? I like the rigid boxes. I really do. I think they're a great system. Do you think Cobalt is putting up a fight against Craftsman? I do. Man, they're kicking and screaming, coming out with 20 new tools between now and the end of next year. I think it's pretty amazing to see them coming back. I think it's a respectable line of, prosumer grade tools. Tyler says, hi, it's my first time here. Hey, Tyler. The Bofrick says, I went to Harbor Freight today for a tarp and walked out $130 poor. Why does this happen? You're right about that.
Our daughter just stole my phone.
Great. Dibrock said, he said, be sure you enjoy what you do. I'm going to say there's a caveat to that. Because I know people who don't, I wouldn't say they don't, not that they don't enjoy it, well, that they enjoy it. They don't actively enjoy it, but they don't hate it. Like, I know a guy who operates a company that does moving. He started very small and became a large mover for companies and stuff like that. He's got something like 20 trucks and whatnot, and makes an incredibly good living doing it. It's not a passion, but his grandfather told him, pick something that you don't mind doing that other people hate doing. My youngest son started a business called Super Scoopers, where he picks up dog poop out of people's yards for people who are either too old or sick to take care of their dogs, but they don't want to get rid of the dog.
Or they just don't want to pick up dog.
He makes pretty good money for a freaking 8-year-old. Anyway, so anyway, let's see, where was I? Okay, we talked about that. We read Michael's. And sorry, I'm trying to catch up here. Terry says, Icon Recall toolbox already? Not the toolbox. The Icon Recall was on the 3/8 flex head ratchet. And let's see here.
Hang on.
Yes?
Josh Stuckey, $5. Says, thank you for the kind words. My son and I watch your content together regularly. Thanks for the family-friendly content.
Oh.
You are so welcome, and thank you for the donation. 3, 2, 1.
It's crazy to think only a few months ago we had 150 people tops in the live streams. Yeah. But I will say last winter it was not unusual to see 250. Just because you get more views when it's cooler out. But people are busy during the summer. They're off doing stuff. That bell is echoing off the icon cabinet.
Yeah. Could also be me being crazy.
Yeah.
My bings.
Do you ever get free tools to sample from companies? I do. I've had several companies, probably a half dozen tool companies at one point in time have sent me stuff. And you will find I always tell you, if I got something free, I will always say it was sent to me. I'll put it in the comments. It's not just a good idea, it's the law. And you'll find a lot of YouTubers who don't say that, which is funny because I'm the one that people call a shill because I talk about all these companies sending me stuff, and you have all these people who lie to you and don't tell you, and no one ever says anything to them.
I need a turkey headband.
You do need a turkey headband.
And I actually looked for one when I was out and about, and you would think, since they've had tons of Halloween stuff out, and now they have tons of Christmas, where did the turkey headbands go? But I could not find one.
Okay.
Jason says last week I was more of a Scotch guy than you, than your bourbon, but I had some Four Roses. Four Roses is not bad. He said yummy. Also, our Labrador Moose. Moose Day says hi to yours.
I kept racing a lot. It took me a lot of.
Eleanor made a bear.
It took a lot of. It took a lot of erasing.
Yeah.
And it was frustrating though.
That's great. You should show people.
I don't know if they're going to be able to see it.
It's all bright. Here, let it adjust. There you go.
Eleanor did a bear.
It took a lot of hard work, but I did it.
You did a great job.
So when I saw the thing at like 5 something, I was like, I'm going to make a bear.
Good job. Save that, okay?
Okay.
Trenton says, what do you think of the new icon sockets not being hard enough? I've seen a lot online about them being soft and have a lot of wear after a short time of use. I'm not sure. I've got some icon sockets. I'll be honest, I haven't been using them. I haven't been doing any projects with that kind of stuff. But I am thinking about testing them. I think it sucks if they've come out with a product that isn't up to the standards I know that they set for it. The good news is they have lifetime warranties. So once they finally fix that problem, you can just return it. But yeah, that's sad to see, something not be the same level you want it to be at. Although that, again, problems with huge rollouts like that, companies, maybe not doing quite the level that they're supposed to according to the contract. Novik says, hey folks, it costs nothing to like the channel. Thank you, Novik. I appreciate that. Let's see here. Do the Pliers get a postcard?
I did not know that you wanted a postcard.
I didn't even. Sorry. Yeah. No, you're talking. Go on.
We do not typically send a postcard for like packages, but maybe that's a good idea. I kind of like that.
We should send a thank you card.
Yeah, we should send a thank you card for
Why
sure.
haven't you done that? I'm very disappointed. I'm disappointed in her. Disappointed.
Did you hear that?
Not angry. Not mad. Just disappointed. Mm-hmm. Use my dad voice.
I was about to say, are you trying to use the dad voice on me?
Yeah.
But yes, absolutely. We will get a postcard out to you.
Wait a minute. She's a reindeer. What happened to the turkey?
I could not find the turkey one.
She's more than willing to skip Turkey Day and go straight to Christmas.
What?
Yes, you are.
know.
You love Christmas so
I
much.
do love Christmas.
You'd leave
but
Christmas
I
up-
love
yeah.
the meals from Thanksgiving.
I do.
More than I love the meals from Christmas.
I love a turkey more than your traditional goose or whatever Christmas meal.
Yeah, I like hams, but I still like making turkeys for everybody else.
Eastman says, thank you for all your great information weekly. Did your doctor give you a refill for wild turkey? Enjoy watching. No, I'm completely out, which is probably a good thing. It's not something I need to be doing on the normal basis. Isaac says, do you think Cobalt is... I'm pretty sure I answered that, so I'm not sure. Must have skipped something. Shut up, Moto. Michael says, yeah, the colonoscopy I had wasn't rough. I was drinking that prep solution and then drinking it again. Oh.
Yeah.
Been there. Timmy cares. Happy birthday to them. Thank you so much. Donna Russ says, I had a colonoscopy at 19. They had a pill diet that I got to try. Yeah, they don't recommend it anymore. Guess it really messes up the stomach. Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Pico says, I messaged the eBay seller telling them to restock in case you mentioned the AEG attention. You know, I just saw that. That looks really cool. I was planning to do more research and maybe actually do a video on it. Pico was talking about that AEG, for those of you who don't know, AEG is the real company of tools that TTI makes that they sell overseas that they slap the Rigid name on because they license Rigid from, Rigid. And, Emerson, actually. And so anyway, their multi-tool takes these... Anyway, you can get the AEG multi-tool heads for cheaper than you can get the Rigid ones. So I'm planning to do a video on that.
And Pico also has Crohn's. So, sorry, but we're in the same boat together.
Oh, sorry.
Rodman Dealerman says, the last colonoscopy I had, my wife tried to ask me where I hid the money. As I was coming out of anesthesia.
Good luck. BKD70 says, howdy ho, bears. Charles Watson, have you ever seen a moonshine still in the wild? It's an amazing sight to behold. Charles, I have never seen one in my life. Do you think they bought it?
I don't think they know your liar face the way that I do. Yes.
Charles, I think the statute of limitations out. Back in the day when I lived in Kentucky, I actually worked for a moonshiner. That's where I learned to make moonshine. Isaac also says, do you think Cobalt is... Isaac, maybe you missed the part. We should probably do another channel announcement. Keep the comments family friendly. If you want me to read it, put at the Den of Tools so it shows up highlighted. I try to give a real response so we get behind as we are now. And also, please be respectful of others' comments. Anyway, I forgot the other part. So, we do get behind. So please do not spam the comment section. I'll get to it. Which is why we have this up here so you can see how far behind I am. And then I'm getting to it. But please, if you ask, don't repeat. We had people before who were like 20 lines trying to get my attention. And it just makes it a mess for everyone. Let's see here. It also makes it hard to figure out when the chat jumps where I was. Eastman's Garage, welcome to the Cup. Really? Sorry, that's her freaking moto and her little alarm thing. It annoys the snot out of me. Del Russ says, beer's disgusting, wine gives me migraines. My most recent purchase from Harbor Freight. What was my most recent purchase from Harbor Freight? I was just there the other day. What did I buy? I don't remember what I had for lunch. Sorry. What did I buy? I was literally just there. Well, no, it wasn't. It was like a week and a half ago because I've been sick all last week. I really didn't go anywhere other than when people dragged me out of the house. What was the last thing I went to Harbor Freight for?
I remember going.
I bought some welding magnets. I remember that. But that was a while before that. Anyway, I'm
trying to remember.
These little welding magnets are great. I love these things. Let's see here. Major weakness in the house. How's it going? Charles says, I don't drink beer. It's like shooting a bear with a BB gun. It is like that, isn't it?
Don't lick me.
Brett Esmond says, hey guys, hope all's well. Just want to let you know and everyone else know here in Arizona and surrounding states, Home Depot in-house Milwaukee reps taking suggestions and doing Q&As. That's pretty cool.
That's cool.
Jesus says, first time here. How's it going?
Eastman's Garage. Welcome to the den.
Homely 665. Homely? Glad to be here with all you on Sunday evening. Thank you so much.
A major weakness.
Joe Smith in the house. How's it going? Thank you very much for reminding everyone. Start your comments with at the Den of Tools.
Yeah.
Mike.
Yeah.
I'm so bad with last names. Poberski.
I'm thinking.
Matt P.
Yes.
How's it going? 200 watching. Only 30 likes. Chomp that like button. Thank you, Eastman. DR Falcon. I like the Bears Antlers. Mrs. Bears Antlers. Aubreykin, how's it going? How to save money here last. Have taste in things no one else likes.
That's true.
That'll work. Barbecue 76 says Halloween comes before Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving comes before Christmas. And you've already done a video on Christmas trees. The jolly man in the red suit has to wait his turn. I only did the video on the Christmas trees. If you watch it, I was there to do Halloween stuff, and there just wasn't any. So the video was really not so much on Christmas trees, so much on the lack of Halloween stuff.
Yep.
Nick says Cobalt's Craftsman is...
Cobalt versus Craftsman.
It's looking a lot like the Siege of Vienna, the Battle of Helm's Deep. Yeah, Cobalt's holding on, but man, Craftsman is going to overwhelm him.
Barbecue 76 says, on that note, Mrs. Bear looks out of season with the antlers. Well, the only other option was unicorn antlers.
Is it not deer season? Debbie Cutter says, I'm looking to add a table saw to my tools. I'm looking at the Hercules. What do you what say ye? If you're looking for a compact job site saw, this is the thing I get. A lot of people are like, I need a table saw. I like Harbor Freight. They've got a saw. I'm going to get that saw. Unless you are looking for a saw to take with you, then you will need to be small and portable. Or you have very little room in your shop and you need a saw you can set up real quick and then put away. If those two factors are what you're looking for, then it's a great saw. And go to Harbor Freight coupon database, and there should be a coupon to take the price down to around $250. If you're looking for something bigger, Hitachi right now, because they're clearing out to change over to the Metabo thing, they've got a medium-sized job site saw for $300 with stand that is great. And if you want something bigger than that, yeah, check out Craigslist or maybe go with the Delta from Lowe's. It's about $500. But that's all. I mean, it's like different tools have different jobs. You wouldn't use, a hacksaw when you need a full-size super sawzall. It's the same kind of concept. Homeland said, wow, brilliant work. Ooh, cool. Looks like the Black Friday sale at Harbor Freight is going to be a great one. There's a few items in there. I wish they would take Black Friday a little more seriously, but honestly, they do big sales all the time. Joe Smith says, bam, and 70 likes. There we go. The heroes did it. Hey, there's the Big Bear. How's it going, man?
Good.
I didn't know you knew how to come out of your room.
I didn't know either.
He's been up there working on some sort of project or something. Auberkin says Lowe's Craftsman sandpaper and abrasives are made by All Industries Gator. On the shelf, I saw only made in USA, Italy, and Mexico. No product size overlap between Gator and Craftsman. Really?
Also, guys,
What?
I want to say something. You know how I made that picture?
Wait, someone's ordering pizza? What?
Not
Okay.
pizza.
Yes.
You know how I made that picture? I took a picture and then I drew it. So it's not my original art, is what I'm saying.
Yes.
Is I
No,
drew it.
But you
But then
drew
you
it
sketched
based
it.
on
Yeah.
yes. It's okay. No one thinks that you... Everyone knows that you created it. It's okay.
I didn't create it.
You did. You drew
Yes.
it, which is creating.
Don Russ says, I love postcards. Collecting them for Ricky. That's great.
We should send one for his first week of school. Tomorrow's his first day. That would be cool.
Kudafil says, have the bill tell Moto to shut up. That's a good idea. Direct back, miss anything good? Not yet. BBQ76 with the $2 chat.
Thank you. 3, 2, 1. Bing, 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 bing.
All right, let's see here.
Oh my goodness.
Thing jumped on me. Evan Williams, 100 proof bonded. I've had Evan Williams. Yeah. Got a hand for $25. Same price as Black Label. You read Josh Stuckey's, right? Okay, so we're there. Add the table saw. We got that. Got that. Postcards. Jim says, I bought a set of metric deep icon sockets and have been using them at work for 2 weeks. Still look perfect. Like everybody on here, I'm sure those sockets were impacted. Well, there was one where it looked like he was definitely impacted. But I know Justin Dow, I respect the work that he does. And he's been seeing, like, what he says, it looks to me, through the video, as excessive wear. So it's, I don't know, I'm going to try and do some stress testing on them and see what we get compared to some other sockets. So, what's your favorite brand of vice grips? Yeah, that's hard to say. I mean, I grew up with vice grips, which are now owned by, I think, Irwin. Did Irwin buy them? Mm-hmm. And, which is, of course, Stanley Black & Decker, because they own everything. And they make great vice grips, but, there's not much difference, I've found, once you get to a decent level of quality. The really cheap ones are really cheap. Yeah, but you don't have to spend stupid amounts of money to get decent ones. I like the Irwin ones. Harbor Freight's their upper brand. It's not Doyle, it's something else. They're pretty decent. The Cobalt ones, well, I don't know if they still have them in the store. I don't know if they went online or not. They're decent. Let's see here.
Hey, Echo.
Echo is in the house. How's it going, man?
Hey.
What are your thoughts on Weia Tools? I like. They've great screwdrivers. They're detail screwdrivers. I was somebody who's done a lot of stuff with electronics. I don't know what happened to my set. I had a set of really small detailed screwdrivers, and I think I lost them in one of the moves. I need to order some more. You know what it was? I think they may have walked off my desk at the
Company?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, not from. We had people coming and going, and there was a big thing going on, and
yeah.
No one who worked for us would do that. But the Hitachi portable belt sander I saw at Lowe's was made in Malaysia. Really? I see a lot of chips made in Malaysia, but my last one was Colon Guard, so much more user friendly. Got the deep icon sockets also, both metric and SAE. Heck with $50 coupon. It's a no-brainer. Yeah. I mean, and as I said, at $20, even if they are soft, you got a lifetime warranty. And if it really is a problem and not just a few items here and there, you understand they're also under a lot more scrutiny than you see with any other tool right now. So the things that people have that have a problem are going to get magnified a lot more. When I start seeing a whole bunch of people having that problem, I might take a bit more. Might be a bit more worried about it. My thought is though that they're going to see the problem. That one of their suppliers probably wasn't using the right heat treating process. It'll get adjusted, and you can warranty them out, and you still got $20 sets of sockets. Matt says, I tried to get the Hitachi half-inch brushless cordless for $65, but the store is 65 miles away, and shipping's going to be more than the drill due to the battery. Yikes.
Ouch.
Yeah, I've been there. Mr. Spartacus. I'm in the market for a larger toolbox, non-professional, but I want one to last the rest of my life.
Sorry.
While the Harbor Freight US General 72 is perfect, I want a hutch. Any advice? Tool Vault? Tool Vault's not bad. They make some decent stuff. Do you want a full hutch, kind of like this kind of hutch, or do you want like the micro hutch where it's the top, the whole top thing opens up? It's because honestly, I love this setup, but if you're not in a pro shop, you don't really need the hutch, because
What are you eating?
the point of the hutch is you can just leave your stuff there, pull it down and lock it, not worrying about fingers walking away with your things. If you're just doing stuff in your own shop, like if you have your own auto shop or machinist, or you just work at home in your garage, the hutch is nice, but actually it's kind of limiting. So, food for thought.
I know I saw a message from Terry saying that they're feeling crappy and they're going to go...
Terry, I'm so sorry. This is... Settle down, dog.
She's...
I know how you feel, man. It's been hitting everybody. She's sniffling here.
Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome.
I think I've done my time being sick.
Yeah, you were just sick. She was sick 2 weeks ago and just started feeling better.
Yeah.
Statute of limitations is a weird thing, especially... Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm still wanted in some counties in Kentucky.
Shh.
We'll talk about it.
That.
Any Home Depot Black Friday ads video coming? As soon as they release it, I check every single day, probably 2 or 3 times a day to see when those ads come out. As soon as relevant ads come out, I'll do a video on them. So let's see here. I feel like a dodo.
Scal 92253. I've tried for a year now to go to work at Harbor Freight. Does that mean like you just show up every day and you're like, hey, I'm here to work, and they're like, still not an employee? Or like,
or they're trying to not hire you? Because that's insane.
Or have you been like applying?
Because they do have some requirements. I think you have to have a heartbeat. And what?
I'm looking at you.
Yeah. Some stores don't get a lot of turnover, but other ones do. Not drinking tonight. No. I've had my drinking between Halloween, the live stream, and then the Mob Museum on Saturday night. Actually, we wasn't even at the Mob Museum. We went to Hogs and Heifers afterwards. If you want to have some fun, look up Hogs and Heifers Las Vegas Bar online. You'll see pictures and all sorts of stuff.
Hey, Sam McAllister.
Favorite cigar? I'm real simple. I know it's kind of tried and lame, but I like Cohibas. They're just always they're like the Winnebago of cigars. They're nothing flashy. They're just always good and consistent.
Winnebago of cigars.
I said it.
That's a new one.
Did you buy me cough drops at the store?
No, because I never went to the
Quiet
store.
for you. Shane says, does anyone actually know who is manufacturing the Icon Ratchets? Taiwan. No, I do not know the actual manufacturer for them.
Not me.
The bear has bagged a dough. Yes.
That's
yes,
right.
I did.
Do not tickle me.
Walt says, hey, Walt, how's it going, man? Let's see here. Wabbit season. Duck season. Duck season. Wabbit season. Fire.
Fozzie says, this is my first live show. Well, welcome. Enjoy our live show.
Thank you. Random Sandwich says, can you put a plug in with your Harbor Freight contact for a 10-inch Hercules miter saw? That's a good one.
Well, yeah.
I will mention that. See how this thing jumps around? I hate that.
Yeah.
Mr. Doughboy's in the house.
Yeah.
Nick says, last week you mentioned the Master Force power tools. Can we expect a comparison with one of their tools? It's on my to-do list. I definitely want to do one. There isn't one here, so I'm going to have to order it, and it's probably going to be after the holidays, to be honest, because I got everything else going on right now. I've got SEMA coming up this week.
Which
is the biggest in a town that's known for conventions. SEMA's the biggest convention. It's the aftermarket auto parts and auto tuning convention, and it's just off the hook. It's crazy.
So if you're going to be coming for SEMA, why don't you send us a message, and it would be great.
Yeah,
to
no
see
doubt.
some folks. So let us know if you're going to be in the area.
It actually says Titanium versus Welder. Which one's supposed to be the better brand? Vulcan is the top tier. Titanium is the middle tier, and then Chicago Electric Welding is the bottom. Fozzie says my first live show. You said that before, didn't you?
Yep.
Oh. 86 like here. Thank you, Walt. Let's see here. D-Brock says, as for table saws, I like the Cobalt with folding stand. Goes on sale a few times a year for $180. Great 10-inch saw. That's a good point. And I've talked about that saw a lot, and I guess I forgot to mention it. If you're looking for a light-duty job site saw or a one for a home shop that you can fold up and put it against the wall, when it goes on sale at $180, it's really hard to beat that deal. It really is. What is your opinion on Doyle pliers? I like them. I have a whole bunch of them. And I've bought all of them. Harbor Freight has not sent me any of the Doyle stuff, and I have probably 5 or 6 of them. I will say this. I'm not going to sit here and say that they're as good as Klein or that they're as good as... I always forget the other one. You know the one I'm talking about, the other K one. And anyway, but they're really, really close.
Knipex?
Yeah, Knipex. Thank you. And they're really close. And when you get the coupon, because they do come out with coupons you can use on those, with the coupon, they're about half the price.
And Joe, I will pass on your information about the fact that if you create a picture from a photo, that it is your original work. And I agree with
true.
that. I think sometimes when you are new to being an artist or whatever, sometimes you get confused and feel self-conscious.
Alton says George Dickel White Label. Try it. I have not tried the White Label. I've tried. There's very few bourbons out there that I have not tried, or Tennessee whiskeys for that matter. Barbecue 76 says you forgot to say the name.
You forgot how to say the name. I think you were saying BBQ, and he says barbecue.
Barbecue 76. I do remember you said that. If I hyphenated it, I'm sorry. Hyphenated, shortened it, whatever.
What is the word for that?
I don't know.
Acronymized
Screwed it up. Hey Bear, what do you think is Harbor Freight's next big move? First of all, please don't use caps. It's annoying. And makes it hard to read, by the way. If you don't believe me, there's actually a whole study on how they chose the font for road signs, and they learned that all caps is actually harder to read. What's their next big move? Just putting out more and more tools in that prosumer and pro grade lineup. A lot of people get offended when I say pro grade because I mean that's what Harbor Freight, that's the market they're aiming for. But there's a lot of variables in pro. Hilti is, let's put it like this. DeWalt is a pro grade tool. No one's going to sit there and say it's not a preferred. You may say you don't like them. You've had a bad experience. That's fine. But they're used by the pros. They're the biggest power tool company used by pros across the world. Not across the world. In the United States. That said, they're not competing at the same level as Hilti. Because Hilti competes with upper tiers of professional grade tools. People who are building skyscrapers and stuff like that. They're fleet construction tools. It's a completely different area of the pro tool lineup. So there's different there's a difference between a guy like, I do, home handyman. He's a pro. He does, he's a handyman for an apartment complex. But you wouldn't compare him to a guy who builds office buildings. They're going to use different grades of tools. So there's different levels of pro. That's all I'm really trying to say. And I'm being redundant. Redundant. Have you met redundant? It's redundant. And we're walking. As you see, I'm still a little loopy.
Yeah.
We didn't.
Scow. says gasp stolen. I don't know what that means.
What?
What was stolen? Something was stolen. Not a Fanboy says, new subscriber here. Thanks for taking the time to make great videos.
Thank you for taking the time to watch them. We appreciate it.
Ah, absolutely.
And while I'm catching up here, I'm going to pop up the announcement again. I know you're probably annoyed by saying it, but we got a bunch of new people. We're up to 350 or something in the chat. Keep the comments family friendly. If you want me to read it, start your message with @TheDenofTool. It shows up highlighted, so I know you're talking to me and not just chatting amongst yourself. Also, I try to give real responses. We do get backed up a little bit, but I will get your comment. Please don't spam the comment section. And also,
makes it harder.
It makes it harder for me to find what I'm doing and read them. And please be respectful of others' comments. Moving forward, Vampire or Vampire? Is that how it's pronounced? Anyway, he says they make great vice grips. Nothing beats original Irwin vice grips. I got 2x4. I can beat him. Sorry, it's old joke. Ranger Creek 44 Rye, distilled in Bourne, Texas, just outside San Antonio. Fantastic stuff. Better than any bourbon I've ever had. Crown Royal makes an equally spectacular rye. Oh, okay. When you said Crown Royal makes an excellent rye, you kind of lost me. I'm a Kentucky guy, so I like my bourbon to come from Bourbon County, or the neighboring counties. But yes,
I was going on to the next topic.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
You beat that one to death. Aubrey Khan, from what I read, Vice Grips bought Irwin, then Rubbermaid bought them and changed the name to Irwin while fusing Marples and Record in. Okay, this is what happens when I don't have glasses.
Then Rubbermaid was sold to Steel Black and Decker.
Okay. Yeah.
The new Milwaukee Vice Grips. I have not had a chance to try any of the new Milwaukee hand tools, and I've been meaning to get around to it.
Bella,
Oh,
it's okay.
Someone got home.
It's okay.
Bremen is the Harbor Freight brand. Yes, they are.
I'll be right back.
Rubbermaid sold their tool lines to SPD. Yes, that we were just reading there. Thoughts? Yankee Cantrell says, thoughts on the new MX fuel line. Overpriced tools? I haven't looked at the price. I've just been looking at they're huge tools, man. And I can totally get the ease of use by going electric over gas. And I know a lot of people are like, gas, there's all sorts of arguments. There's nothing quite like picking up an electric tool, pressing the button. No, it works every single time. As long as it has a charge. They're big beasts of a tool, man. That battery on the thing is massive. I don't know. I'm reserving judgment. I really want to get my hands on one and see what it's like, because they seem... honestly, they seem a bit unwieldy. Best folding portable workbench. Probably the Craig one, but you're going to spend a bunch of money on it. Who else makes a good one? There's an inexpensive one. I can't remember the name on it. There's a cheap one. Justin Dow just did a video. Pegasus? Is it the Pegasus one? That's decent for the price. The old Workmate is great too. You can pick those up at garage sales and used online and stuff for next to nothing. What kind of toys do you have? ATVs, bikes, hot rods?
We have children.
We have children.
Those are the expensive toys in our lives.
We almost bought a side-by-side, but we ended up buying her a Jeep instead. I don't have a lot of toys right now. We have a house and a half, and so we have a house in Montana that's the 4th oldest house in the state that we're putting a lot of work and money into. That's kind of our toy right now. Once we get that thing stabilized and completely done, I got to put a new roof on it. We got to work on the foundation. Still working on the plumbing. And then I need to update the wire because we're on... you okay over there? Tube and... Anyway. So it's got a lot of work. I need to redo the bathroom. I put new tile in there. Put a whole new bath.
Yes, now that I know how to tile.
Yes. That's awesome. And... yes. So I've usually cars are my favorite one. I like to buy fun cars here and there, but we just don't have any place to keep them right now down here. And I've got some electric scooters. They're like the size of medium-sized motorcycles, and they'll do about 40 miles an hour. So I like to play along with battery-powered stuff. As I said, I'm a big fan of battery over gas. I like the torque, the ease of access, the quietness. Mm-hmm. What else do I have? Hot rods. I'm more of a 4x4 kind of person. I used to have a giant lifted Suburban, but we sold that when we moved to Nevada.
I like really big vehicles.
Yeah, and then I had an old Sheriff's Ford Expedition, and it was lifted with all the electronics, everything still in it, but we sold that earlier this summer. So
I'll be back.
And also things that YouTube doesn't like, that you expel a projectile at a high velocity. I have a whole bunch of those. Oh, and tools. I got a bunch of tools. I've been trying, now that she's gone, I've been shopping for a motorcycle. I really like I kind of wanted a Harley. I like the look and stuff. But then I found Victory, which of course they stopped making. But there's some nice semi-old Victory motorcycles. So maybe next summer I'll grab one of those. If I got one, I think I would probably leave it in Montana. Because it's just, when we're down here, it gets kind of cold for most of the winter and stuff. Not really kind of weather you want to ride in. And also, I'd want it more for like back country, riding through the hills, that kind of stuff. Maybe going over to South Dakota. Anyway, enough of that. Add the Den of Tools, JK. Yes, thank you. That makes sure I actually see it. I would go Icon. Get the battery. Walt says, get the battery a Uber ride instead of hazardous shipping charge. Oh, there's an interesting idea. That's not a half bad idea. Aberkin says, Sears tossed a bunch of new Craftsman tool cabinets up on their site this weekend, but none are available near me. Might be some. I'll have to. Aberkin, I'm going to check them out. I've been real upset with Sears because they have some great cabinets up there, and they never have them in stock. And the reason is that they screwed up their credit, and nobody will sell them anything on credit because, Sears doesn't make stuff themselves. They're kind of like Harbor Freight. So they have to pay cash for stuff up front. So when they do get stuff in, it sells pretty quickly. And then they're out of stock for the next 6 months. Let's see here. 55 something. Not sure what that is, JL. Let's see here. Eric says, I went to Harbor Freight to buy a 1/2-inch impact wrench. Why do they go from around 250 to over 1,000 pounds of torque when no bolt or nut on car nut gets torqued to more than... Well, it's for breakaway torque on things that get stuck. And there's big diesels and stuff like that and whatnot. But the fact of the matter is, you got a tractor and you've been using it out in the field and it's got grime and mud and maybe rust on it. Getting that thing off is probably going to be more than 150 pounds. Kentucky's in Bowling Green. I've been at a few parties in Bowling Green. I'm not in Kentucky these days, but I lived there for quite a while. There, Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky, that kind of area. Of course, I still have a difficult time not hearing your voice coming from a digital bear. We just sound alike, You should hear me. So wait, is that a new one? I don't know if that's a new one or not. Barbecue $76. I think it is. Woohoo! I gotta do it. Wife didn't. Take that. It is a new one. All right. See, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to catch up. Make sure to kill those germs from the guy who never gets a flu shot. By the way, good seeing you feeling better. Thank you so much. I hate getting a flu shot, and I only do it because the schools make you do it if you want to participate in anything. And I get sick every time I get one. Right after, as soon as I get a reaction to the flu shot, I'm pretty sure they're giving me the flu. Donna Russ says, my little man gets hair's cut this weekend, first time ever. Oh, how'd he take it? That's always traumatic for a young kid. Scott says, had exchange at Harbor Freight today. Didn't realize a part fell out and she waived the difference in price. I run a pizza place, so I sent the part with a pizza to thank her. Harbor Freight has some great people. That's awesome. And good on you. That's really nice. People need to do more of that kind of thing of just like, recognize. I'm not saying you got to send them a pizza. Send me a pizza. I love pizza. And I've worked in my fair share of pizza places. But it's just saying thank you to people goes a long way. Walt Losh says Rabbit Man Carver had vid about Black Friday sale video. Okay, what about whose Black Friday sale video? Does the bear even hibernate? Javier, the tool bear never sleeps. Nick Hoffman, this rigid toolbox is much larger than I thought. It's like a treasure chest. Oh, you got the big one, the big store. Those are nice. The Winnebago cigars. I know, high praise.
Sorry, there is a uniform emergency for tomorrow.
Barbecue 76 says, since you're not drinking tonight, I will have to have one for you. Please do.
That's right.
That means I'm going to have to. What a cruel world if I have to have 2 drinks. I know. Someone's got to carry the burden. And tonight, that's you.
The team. That's right.
Winnebago, no Lotta? No, not a Lotta fan.
What?
Scout says pizza's here. Scout has pizza. Where's my pizza? If you were a good wife and you loved me, you'd give me pizza.
Daughter of Ra, I will be calling you for an alibi later.
Can you also mention a cordless drywall screw gun? Mention it to Harbor Freight. Cobalt just came out with one. And yes, Harbor Freight is coming out with one. I can say that.
Joe Smith says, how many likes needed to see the puppy dog?
Where is the puppy dog? She go inside?
She's inside and shut the door.
Mevaway gives them SEMA tickets. If I had SEMA tickets to give away, I would totally do that.
I would be going.
We tried to give away tickets to the car show.
Yeah.
And nobody wanted to go.
And it was super fun. Actually, I was kind of bummed. It was a super crazy weekend. We had scouting stuff going on. We had the car show thing. But it was also the Mr. Olympia weekend. And every single year, I'm like, I'm going to make it to Mr. Olympia. And every single year, it doesn't happen. So I was super bummed.
Let's see here. Maximum 4x4 said, first time on your channel, any sandblaster ideas?
I'm going to go get the dog. More requests for the dog have come in.
I've done. I've only used the small sandblaster from Harbor Freight, the one that's got the silver container underneath it. I've not used the sandblaster cabinet. Well, that's not true. I have used it. It wasn't at my house. It was at someone else's shop, and they'd done a bunch of work to seal it up and stuff. And I don't remember everything he told me about it, but there's a ton of videos out there on how to seal one of those. Other than what other kind of sandblasting cabinets to buy, I don't know. I really haven't looked into it. Maybe somebody else can chime in and let them know. Have you been able to check out the Ingersoll Rand cordless impacts? I have not. I've seen them online. I've not seen them in person. I'm hoping at SEMA to get a chance to play around with them. What's your thoughts on the Omni Pro 220? It seems great. I want one. I really do. If I had the money right now besides everything else I've got to pay bills on, I would as a lower tier professional grade. Oh, hello, Doyle.
Hi, Doggins. They want to see your face. Over here. She's like,
Bella.
Yeah, no.
She's going to knock your drink over,
She's going to knock me over. Oh, you are licking the lotion off of me. Thank you. So
Come here, Bill. Come here. Up.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, there she is.
Oh, yes. You're such a good girl.
Look at this. Growl.
So vicious dog. Vicious dog.
Wind her up. Watch her run. Trash everything.
Those are your genes, not mine.
She thinks she's a lap dog.
She thinks she's a teacup dog.
She's like 80-some pounds.
That's kind.
Walt says, Winnebago cigars because of all the crap they stuff into it for a road trip. Oh, let's see here. Homestead Fabricators says, last weekend I saved around $50 with coupons at Harbor Freight. Gotta love it.
Yay, love coupons.
Harbor Freight welders are overpriced and only 90-day warranties. Most other Chinese boxes are cheaper and can be got with a 3-year warranty via U.S. distributors like Prime Weld. The 1 year is more common. They do only come with a 90-day warranty, but you can get a extended warranty if you want. Harbor Freight gives you the option of putting the money in your pocket or getting the warranty. They give it up to you, which is nice because you're always paying for it regardless. Buying other Chinese boxes, well, you can do that. Question is that retailer going to stand behind that warranty? Because the warranty is only as good as the retailer, and Harbor Freight has shown that they will stand behind the warranty. So, it's your call. I know a lot of pros, though, who use the Vulcans. And I know a lot of guys who are really serious welders. Yes.
Well, I can read easier on here.
What's the good 12-volt, 20-volt drill? I don't know what that means. By the way, I think we got a bunch of new people in the chat. Please remember, keep it family friendly. Also, put at the Den of Tools. It makes it show up with an orange blob around it, so I know you're talking to me. And then, as I said, I try to give real responses, not just short quips. Essentially, we will get behind, so please don't spam the comment section. I'll get to your comment. And please be respectful of other people's comments. Also, let's take a moment to stop and take a time out and say thank you to all of our moderators. You're all amazing. That's everyone with over here, you see, like Joe Smith, Walt Lars, D. Brock, Nick Hoffman. Those are our moderators, and they help answer questions that I can't get to, keep things family friendly, remind me of stuff that I've forgotten.
Generally be amazing.
Just be amazing.
Share their amazing content.
Also want to say thank you to everyone who's donated tonight, who supports us with super chats. You guys are awesome, and we really appreciate it. And all that goes back into the channel. We try to use that money to create better content. Also, big thank you to the DOT members. That's everyone like D. Brock there, where you see the little orange bear behind him. Mm-hmm. Anyone with a bear who's either... I didn't realize that, because he's a moderator, his name's in blue. But if you were just a member but not a moderator, it would be in green. And has the bear behind it. But it's like Patreon, but it's YouTube's in-house version of Patreon. And
Hot Splice 1970 just joined tonight.
So thank you.
Welcome to our...
All right. We can catch up. Barbecue 76. Thank you, Miss Bear. You remembered. Jason says, let's see if my dog's pic is showing up yet. Not yet. I think he's changing his icon to a dog. My wife and I, love your videos, especially when you say grizzly, please.
Yep.
Tom says, question for Miss Bear. How long did it take to get diagnosis? Oh my gosh, I'm going through 4 years, boatloads of medications, and definitely no diagnosis.
So it took a really long time, like years and years and years, and I got lots of misdiagnoses along the way. And I got very sick when I was overseas, and came back, and there was so much damage done because it had not been treated that I had to have surgery within a year. And they had to take out 12 inches of my intestines. Interesting voice.
Upper or
lower? It's the ileocecal valve, so it's where the large intestines and small intestines come together. So they cut it out, and then they sort of put them back together with staples. And I have been really lucky. I know a lot of people who have one surgery, it just doesn't stop with that. I am almost 40. And I had it done when I was 21.
Are you that old?
I'm ancient.
Time to trade in for it.
I was going to say, good
new
luck
model.
trading in. Yeah.
Trade you.
That's right, because I would find you. I would find him. I would say it probably took a good 6 years to get a diagnosis. What are you looking for?
Nothing.
Uh-huh.
Go on.
Yeah, that's right. So I would just say keep going and asking questions, and if you feel like the doctor's not understanding, get a different doctor And
Yeah,
feel free.
don't be afraid to get second, third opinions.
Yeah, and also a lot of times it's overwhelming when you are dealing with all the medical stuff. So I would say if you have a friend or a family member that's willing to go with you, there were plenty of times when they said something that was just so shocking in a doctor's appointment. It was like everything afterwards was like, wah, 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 and I'm like, I have no idea what they said. So it's really important if you do have family or friends that are able to go with you, just to have somebody that's there to hear the same stuff and you can ask them questions later. Feel free to send an email to us if you have any more questions. I'm always happy to talk about it, but we're already behind. So anyways, I hope that was enough. Feel free to email us.
Zephyr says industrial assembly line tools are extremely expensive and high quality, but most pros wouldn't want to use them. Scal says one of the best family friendly real people on YouTube. Thank you so much. Roy Rogers, my son's favorite drink. Mm-hmm. Do you test the torque on the impacts like the half-inch corded Bauer? Boy Green. I have not, because I'm looking for an accurate way of testing it. What I found is the torque off strength usually is much less than needed of the torque on strength, and accurate torque meters are stupid expensive. Ones that can handle an impact, because you need a good torque meter can be expensive as well, but an impact torque meter is even way more expensive than that. So I'm trying to find a good physics-minded test that will accurately test impact torque power. Tell the dog it's a good boy. I will not, because she's a good girl. Dog got upset when you mentioned not trying the Milwaukee hand tools.
That's right.
Are the Warrior router bits any good? They're cheap. They're cheap. They're not terrible, and they're priced right. How about that?
They're priced right.
If you do a lot of routing and you're serious about it, I would get something better. But I have some of them, so. What's your thoughts on, we talked about the Omni Pro. Marples and Record are old-style woodworking tools. The Marples blades, I use those quite often. Is there a way to get a higher character limit on the messages? Sometimes what we want to say or ask does not fit, and it takes a few to get in. No, there's no way for me to change it. My guess is, what I would suggest is pull it up like Notepad, type it into that, cut it into 2 or 3, and then just paste them real quick. Or say part 1 of 2, and do the second one. Rupert says, just found your channel, really enjoyed your series on the history of tool brands. Now I understand why Lowe's is full of craftsmen. Thank you. I love doing those. They're a lot of work, but I really like doing them. Jason says, I'm about to bring home a tall, skinny tool from Mom's house. Was Dad's before he passed in 2011. Any recommendations for good storage? It's all dependent on the kind of storage you need. I know when I first started doing this kind of stuff, I just had those cheap green cabinets you get like at Big Five, because they go on sale for around $80 or so every so often. They're decent for storage. I have some stuff stored in that red cabinet right now. That's because it's essentially the same thing. And if you want something that's more robust, Black Friday is coming up, and Tractor Supply has great Black Friday sales on those kind of storage options. What do you think of Eastwood tools? Javier, I don't know. I have not used Eastwood tools, so I can't really, and I don't have really any input on, because I don't have anybody else talking to me about them, so I can't pass along information. I don't have any first-hand information. I haven't done any research on them. Those are the 3 tiers of information data sets that I will use to talk about tools. And the reason I point that out is because I don't just use my personal information, because I'm not a high-quality lab where I've got 50 items of a specific set to test.
You're not?
Well, don't tell me. They might hear. So my data set is great, but it's limited. And then somebody else's personal data set is limited too. But if we can get 1,000 people to say, here's what I've done, here's how I used it, and here's what the results were, that's good information that you can actually extrapolate decent data from. If you don't know, I have a professional background in product testing. And Mike Adams says, hi, y'all.
Hi, y'all.
And
Dale says, Northern California joining. Good evening, Mrs. DeBear.
hey, they have power.
What? They might be on
Knob
the
and
phones.
tube.
Yes.
Did I not say that before? I was saying knob and tube. What did I say? I don't know.
I don't know, knob and something.
Did you get your wife a Jeep? Which model? She got a
Trailhawk Renegade?
Renegade Trailhawk. We were going to buy something used, and we went looking for Jeeps. I wanted to get a bigger one, but there was a really wealthy guy who lives in the Livingston area who kind of goes through cars kind of quick. He bought the Jeep brand new for his daughter's best friend to use while she was here in school. She put like 10 or 11,000 miles on it. They had 2 full sets of tires, one set that they didn't use at all, with rims and everything.
Yep.
And it had basically almost every option you could get in the Trailhawk at that time.
It was a good deal.
And and he's basically just wanted to get something out of it. So it was a screaming deal. So not exactly what we were looking for, but good enough. And the deal was, you just couldn't pass it up. Have 2 Chicago electric welders, Slash Arc, and my favorite, an Everlast. I'm not prejudiced when it comes to welder brands, unless one has literally exploded.
That's good reason.
I know a lot of people talking about Everlast. I've seen Everlast. I've only played with one once. I'm not seeing anything really bad about them. I think they're probably a good option you should consider. Let's see here. Oh, sorry. Iowa Mike's in the house. How goes it? It's going pretty good. I ran into a bunch of Iowa folks on Saturday night. That was pretty funny.
They probably have no memory.
Yep, they were wearing their Hawkeyes gear. God love them. Barbecue 76, $2 holler.
Thank you.
Cool.
Bing, 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 bing. I like that cool little icon.
Sweatband dude.
Yeah. Griffin really wants that, by the way. He wants,
Does he?
like, are they called sweatbands on your wrist?
I don't know.
Oh my
Houseplace
goodness.
1970s, new member to the den. Thank you very much. We love you guys. Thank you for supporting the channel.
I mentioned them when they joined.
Did you? Well,
He also said that I think he made a comment about being a master electrician, and that if we needed electrical help, that he would be willing to help us. Yeah. So we will come find you.
You know what I always say? People are shocked to find out how bad an electrician I am.
Shocked.
Shocked, I say. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna do a speed read here. We gotta get caught up. I'm way behind. How many people we got in chat? Like 5? 428. Yeah, that might be why. All right. Old Weller Antique 107 proof. I like 107. It's a tad bit hot for me. I like to be around between 100 and 107. Anything under 90 is way too cool. Anyway. Homestead says, I subscribe because the anime bear character in your videos. Love the bear. He's a likable kind of character, isn't he? Dakota Zimmerman says, what are your favorite tools from Harbor Freight? Power tools and hand tools. I usually have it around here somewhere. I like the Hercules stuff. All right. I wish they'd gotten more out. I have the Bauer stuff. I find what I end up doing is I use for the stuff that I have the Hercules for, I use that. For the other stuff, I use the Bauer accessories and whatnot. My favorite tool is the 12-volt screwdriver, though, to be honest. I love that thing. As far as favorite hand tool, what's my favorite hand tool from Harbor Freight?
What about that ratchet?
Oh, the Extendable Ratchet. It's kind of a cheesy kind of tool. I'm kind of wedged in here.
He means a cool tool. He doesn't mean cheesy.
It's got its fans and its...
Let me tell you what you really mean.
Here.
You're killing the tripod. While he does that, I'm gonna...
You're getting in my way.
I'm moving stuff out of the way. Did you see that? We're a family-friendly channel.
This thing. This is not by no means a professional grade tool, but it extends out, gives you some nice instant leverage kind of thing, or lets you get reach. My favorite thing about it is you got 1/4 inch on one side, 3/8 on the other. When I work on the kids' bikes, I often have to go back and forth. And also, if you can get like the 2 different size tools, you can put them on here. You can switch back and forth when you're working on a specific piece of equipment, like the brakes or the chain guard and stuff like that. Not the chain guard, the whatchamacallit. The guard on the gear thing, not the back rear guard. Anyway, I can't remember what it's called.
The crankshaft?
No, that crankshafts are in cars.
No,
All right, we're speed reading.
Yes, speed read.
Thanks for sharing. I'm also looking at HD and Victory, like different any good top. No, we're not talking about that. Shh, she's here.
What?
Nope, nothing to see here.
saying?
Moving along. Nope. Say lead rock tosser instead of say lead rock. Oh, lead rock tosser. Good point. Would you rather go Matco or Snap-on, or let us
see the dog? Dan O'Day really loves Bella.
I love Bella too. She's very lovable.
Yes. She needs her own channel. Really.
She does. Or Instagram. We're thinking about setting up an Instagram for her.
She could like model.
I'm not a fan of tool trucks. I think there's a lot of great tool truck alternatives out there. I talk about Harbor Freight a lot. You don't like Harbor Freight? Don't buy it. But if you want to go with Tecton, go Tecton. If you want to go with Carlisle, go with Carlisle. Just stay off the tool truck, man. Your 401k plan will thank you.
We're moving.
I'm moving. Still planning on future collabs with Explorer Steve. I do. I've been meaning to get back in touch with him. He's been real busy. And then I know I'm a bad person.
You're a busy person.
I am. Just finished all-day job of changing the heater core in my Dodge truck. Oh my gosh, that is such...
Waiting on it to warm up to find out if it's fixed.
Oh,
fingers crossed.
Hotsplice 1970. Jeff, I'm a master. Oh, that's the one you read us. Yep. Thank you. We
will find you.
If you want to email me at red@denoftools, red@denoftools.com, and get me your email address, and then maybe I can throw some stuff. I do have some questions about what do you call it? Multimeters. I've done a lot with multimeters, but mostly low power kind of stuff. So I want to talk about multimeters with high power equipment. Where was I? When will the Bear do a live stream? Bear's done a few live streams. I don't know. He doesn't like them, though. DeBrock says, stepped away. Is it time to shout the mods? We did just shout the mods, but thank you very much, Mr. DeBrock, for... He's back. He was on an extended hiatus trying to get things back in order in his own self.
And we're so behind, he might have actually heard our show.
Yeah, he might have. Yep. Which is better, Mac Tools or Matco? We just talked about that one. How many likes needed to see the puppy dog?
She was just
here. We'll bring her back again. He had fun with the cut. She made it fun. Okay. The haircut. Ricky got his first haircut.
Oh, did you save a little bit? Take a picture?
Whoops, going the wrong way.
Yes, you are. Back in time.
I just finished all day. Okay, we just did that, Jeff.
Yep.
How did I do this? There we go. The flu shot always gives me the flu. Haven't gotten it 4 years. Haven't had the flu in 4 years. Yep, that's kind of the way I feel about it. Rodney's in the house. Hey, how's it going? Walt Lars says, had to go stand on a big 4-way Star Ridge to bust. Yes, I have done that. How much torque is that? I'd have to. That's the kind of thing where I have to pull the formula up. I don't remember those kind of things. I don't remember any formulas, but I know I can look them up. What's the best Tecton tool that you own? I like the. I like the ratchet, but I think I like the ratcheting wrenches the best. They're definitely my favorite. They've got the flex head ratcheting wrenches. I really like those. Rabbi McCurve did a video about Home Depot Black Friday tool sales. He did. I just looked today. I'm pretty sure that sale isn't out yet.
Maybe it was from last year. Oh, whoa, whoa.
Oh, stop. Wait, did we do that?
No.
My mouse just messed up on me. Barbecue says that we did his.
Mm-hmm.
Egalian, $9.99. Aren't you supposed to be on your phone checking for this sort of thing?
Bing, 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 bing.
Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate it.
Goober.
Who, me?
Yeah, you totally have gone back too far.
Where's my little highlight? I usually
Scroll.
highlight
yeah,
it.
well, you didn't. So now, yep, down, down. Stop.
Yes, I did. I know I highlight.
No, you
Dang
highlighted
it.
the last one. You didn't
Oh
highlight
my
this
gosh.
one. Scroll down.
Okay, haven't read that. I haven't read that. No, because I was north of this. Hold on, people. We'll figure it out.
One moment, please. If you ever wondered what it's like to be in the car with us on a car trip, that's kind of it.
Yeah, that's why
You're
she's
like,
fired as navigator.
What do you mean I'm supposed to be navigator? Nobody told me that. I've been napping for like 2 hours.
Bear, what do you think of the new Milwaukee MX fuel batteries? I think they look cool. I haven't had a chance to actually get my hands on them or really hear much other than what I've seen in the announcements. Walt Lars Sandblaster ideas. Get a air dryer. Yes, get an air dryer. You definitely want to do that or you're going to end up with all sorts of nasty stuff. Just got a Fuller 18-inch pipe wrench from Japan for $10 at a blank store. That's awesome. That's a good deal. We rocked the house. Jeb says, hey Bear, what do you think of the new... Well, we just talked about that, didn't we? Mm-hmm. Oh, it was the same one. Please don't repeat your questions. I know I'm behind. I'll get to them. I read them all. Please don't repeat them because it throws me off. In deep water, I float on a raft tied off with a rope. Ooh, that's a good idea. I like that idea. I love just lay there and float, soak in the sun. I'm just kind of a rainbow kind of guy. Would you go with Harbor Freight Router Table or the Cobalt?
I have a question for both of you. Is cashew milk ice cream keto?
No.
Really?
Not right now. It's got sugar, which translates into carbs.
Yeah, so what you're looking for on the back is...
The Harbor Freight Router Table or the Cobalt? I don't know. Honestly, I honestly have not looked at the Harbor... I've seen the Cobalt Router Table. It's not terrible. You're talking about the Blue Hawk one, the small one, or are you talking about a different one? The Harbor Freight one I've not actually tried. So...
We had an emergency keto ice cream question.
My guys, don't spam out. Are you saying my horse shack? Ooh, ooh. Man, I haven't seen that show in a long time. She looks like a great dog, but will she chase the beam from a flashlight? She's chased a laser pointer.
Yeah.
She won't chase a flashlight beam.
Barbecue 76 said, some of my favorite tools are the ones I inherited from my grandfather. Tools have stories. Do you have a favorite old tool story? Think about that. While he's thinking about that, says, Javier says, I have a pool plumbing issue. The coupler that goes between the water faucet and the pipe that goes into the pool keeps cracking in half. Is it too much pressure for the coupler? What's the material that the coupler's made out of would be my first question.
Sounds like it might be screwed on too hard.
Or if one material's harder than the other and you're somehow doing something funky with the threading that's damaging.
Screwing it on too hard.
But if you... Okay. I was thinking more like if you misthread it.
Cross-thread it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like cross-training,
or if you hit it with a hammer
worse.
too, that would work as well.
So, yes. It sounds like... Maybe not a water pressure issue, but maybe...
Yeah, I doubt it, unless you have severe water pressure.
Right.
Usually you're not going to get the kind of water pressure out of one of those taps that's going to be a problem like that.
Scroll down, please.
No.
While you're still thinking about
Hold on. We had the same operation, Scal says. As far as the tools, I don't have a lot of tools that were handed down to me. because of family issues. So,
I was thinking of tools we found at the house.
yeah, your dad did leave some tools.
Yep.
But unfortunately, he passed unexpectedly, so we didn't get to hear the full story behind all of them. We do have some tools that are from the Northern Pacific Railway. Our house in Montana used to be their blacksmith shop back 100 years ago.
A bajillion years ago.
Some of my favorite tools are, okay, we just talked about it. Got the plumbing issue. Have you ever done a video about Ward's Powercraft line? No, I have not. But we have talked about doing one on it.
Yeah.
Looking for metal shelving on coasters that can hold 500 pounds or more. Where can I get them? The Container Store.
Or like U-line or something.
U-line. Good
U-line.
answer.
Yay!
Good answer.
That's right. I know stuff about tools.
Catboy says hi. Mike's Mrs. Bear was looking for caramel protein shakes. My wife drinks the same protein shakes. The New Jersey Walmart and Targets both have them. You should run out to Joyzy.
I might.
She just got a whole bunch from a garage sale, and
they were bad.
You just see her face.
So sad. So, yeah, I've been looking. I see the place for it on the shelf at a number of stores, but there is no actual product to be had. So,
Richard says, check AVE impact torque statistics. I've not seen him using an actual impact torque meter.
Random Sandwich mentioned that you're allergic to AVE.
Yeah, that's true. Do you recommend the Harbor Freight wood chisel set for EDU, for education? I would recommend the Harbor Freight wood chisel set for people who don't do a lot of wood chiseling and just want to either get started or have it for use here and there. It's by no means a great set, but it will get the job done, eventually. They're not great. They really aren't.
Little Opie. So apparently we're missing Little Opies, but it's because they're not putting at the Den of Tools.
You gotta put at the Den of Tools. You see this orange blob here? When you put at the Den of Tools, it pops up, and I see that, and then I'm only reading, because look how far behind we are. I can only read the ones that are marked to me, because otherwise I'm assuming you're talking to each other. I have AS, and my missus has been to every appointment with me. Like Mrs. Bear said, there is a point where you just hear Charlie... Yeah.
Wah, 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 wah.
Yep.
Something really bad. Wah, wah,
wah. And I'm sorry to hear about that. That's hard. FYI, torsion torque bars are surprisingly accurate with air impact guns. All right, thank you. I will look into that. Steve says, all right, I have to work in the morning time. Is it that time already?
We totally understand. Well, also tomorrow is a big day because Ricky's going to go to school for the first time.
That's true.
So probably want to go to bed early so you can get up early and have some time before he goes to school.
Yankee Control says, hypothetically speaking, you are a new contractor today doing carpentry. Which of the two, DeWalt or Milwaukee, would you buy? I get asked this all the time. I would not buy DeWalt. Wouldn't do it. Wouldn't do it. Specifically because of their battery platform. I would get Milwaukee or Makita, and I would go based off of what's available in your area as far as what service centers are near you. Go online, figure out what service centers are near me and what's their rating. How well are they doing? If there's like a Milwaukee corporate service center near you, like there's one near me, there's only 19 of those in the United States though. So, there's not that many, true DeWalt service centers either. There's people who will fix them, but that doesn't make them an authorized service center. So, find out what's near you, and then I would get either Makita or Milwaukee.
Scroll down. Barbecue 76 says, I really hate the character limit. Can you tell me about your most sentimental tool? Continued from my best tools. Came from my grandfather.
My most sentimental tool.
Like some amazing tool that I gave you?
I'm sentimental about a lot of stuff. I don't think I'm sentimental.
I would only think like maybe a knife. Like a knife that you have used or
had for a long time.
Or something.
Or a firearm. I mean a lead expellent device.
Projectile.
Yeah.
Slinger.
Yeah, it's... I'm trying to think. I'm sure I've got one. Well, where'd it go?
I don't know.
My favorite hammer. I really like this one.
Oh, yeah. We were talking about that one the other night.
Yeah. But I don't get sentimental about tools. I like refurbishing them, but I respect tools. I guess. I don't know. I'm sorry. The hard one for me to answer.
Homely665 says, thanks for sharing your smarts with a new homeowner. And they super chatted $2. So thank you so much. And we have all been new homeowners or hopeful homeowners. So yes, we have all been in your shoes or want to be in your shoes. So thank you for the super chat. Unless you have a major malfunction at your house and then you don't want to be the homeowner because you have to pay for it or fix it.
Nick asks, are you still playing Link's Awakening? I am. I finished it once. Now I'm going back and trying to finish it without dying. And I'm also playing, helping my youngest play through it. He's doing pretty good. Neva says, I have a rather small shop. Do you think it would be okay under the carport outside? It's not covered. It depends on the moisture level outside. You know, if you're out where we are in the desert for most of the year, then yeah, you're totally gonna be fine.
Yeah, it depends on where you are.
Yeah. And there's ways you can put tarps and stuff over tools and whatnot. Jersey in the house. Let's see here.
Checking says, what's going on? And Mrs.
Coon Trucking in the house. Hey, how's it going, man?
Den of Tools.
E. Galligan says, FCA equals junk. I disagree with you. Don't get me wrong. Not everything they make is great. I'm not saying that. But the Jeep line and the Ram line has been excellent in my experience. And a lot of people complain about Ram, saying that it has problems. But what I found is it's got a lot of little problems, unlike Chevy and Ford, which have very few problems. But when they have a problem, you better buy a new truck. I'd rather have small problems that are easy to take care of than big problems that are going to take a lot of money to fix. Let's see here. Greetings from Chicago. Thanks for being more fun than the Chicago Bears were today. Oh. Hey, Oakland won, so we're happy. I'm sorry, our soon-to-be Raiders won. Sorry about the Bears, man. They've let me down so many times. And let's see here. Hello, newbie from Tennessee in the house. Most gun safes are drywall boxes with thin sheets of steel wrapped around them. Deceitful, if you ask me. VP of Engineering, AMSEC, Safe Post, a lot on ARFCOM. First of all, don't believe everything you read on ARFCOM. Just teasing. Well, actually, that's true, but here's the reality. In most cases, you don't need anything more than that. The top level security is obscurity, and a lot of those things that people like to go off on, like, well, you need to buy a $5,000 Sentry safe and not that $800 Canon safe because that's not really a safe and blah 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 blah. No, I've seen those high level safes and I've seen people cut them in half with a $20 grinder. It may take them a few minutes more, but at the end of the day, if you don't limit access or have multiple tiers of security and safety, it doesn't matter how good it is. If somebody can get in your house and has an hour or two at it with tools, with cheap tools they can pick up at Harbor Freight, they're going to get into it.
Good evening, Michelle.
Walt says, are going to get Montana House on historical register. Yes, I am. Michelle?
Yes, our Michelle.
Oh.
Yes.
And Hammond Hoffman says, hi. 439 watching, 137 likes. Come on, heroes.
508 watching right now.
508. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about the Husky boxes? I think they're excellent for the money. I really do. I often I don't like the height they set them at, but Hey, peeps, hold comments for 2 minutes. Let them catch up.
Yeah, because, really, we're...
I know, I'm trying. Shh. Derailleur guards. That's the word I'm looking for. Got the half-inch extendable ratchet from Harbor 8. Nifty tool. It is. I like it a lot. You know...
Just
You know what? The quarter-inch side of that extended ratchet held up a lot better than I thought it would in client graphics video. Held up better than any quarter-inch I've ever seen. I've not had any problems with it. I haven't used it. I mean, I use it on bikes and stuff like that. So a quarter-inch. I mean, yeah, gotta use Denta Tools if you want me to see it at the Denta Tools.
Random Sandwich wants to know if you're filming at SEMA.
I'm planning to. Not right now. I'm not.
GBR
But you're the...
Tools,
Oh,
hello.
no. What's his name is there? Client Graphics is there, I think.
Yep.
I plan to film at SEMA.
There's a bug.
In your drink?
No, just trying to fly into my
Oh, my
nose.
gosh.
Okay, what are you doing? You're
It
going
jumped on
backwards.
me. Don't
You're
stop
going
stop
backwards.
doing that. If you want a class 3 or 4 meter, get a Simpson multimeter. The analog ones are about indestructible. I got an old school analog meter in a box kind of thing. I don't remember what it is. I did a video on it 2 years ago, I think it was. Here course fixed. It's nice and toasty, all accomplished. Walt says lug nuts are the reason you need a 1,000 foot-pound torque cordless impact driver.
Yep.
Did you see the Dodge Challenger in the Pro Charger booth was stolen when SEMA began? Crazy story behind it. No, I'll have to read up on that. Are you still planning to make that DIY tool for automotive? I remember you brushed on it a week ago, and I am, but it's gonna be a while.
It's going to be a minute.
We lower the pool water a few inches and wade in the pool to sandblast tiles and raft for the deeper end. That's smart. I like that idea. What do you think of North Star air compressors? I've never used them, and I haven't heard any comments on them, so I can't really comment. What are your thoughts on the zero turn ratchets? That's a good question. None right now. Don't have much input on, or personal input on those. Sorry, trying to catch up here. I'm multitasking tonight. I'm here and watching Pats Ravens game. High adjusting Cubs from Branson, Missouri. Javier says, for the pool problems, the coupler is PVC going to copper pipe. That shouldn't be the issue unless it gets really cold there. I'm not trying to think what the expansion on or compression on copper is. The only thing I can guess is that it's getting tightened too far. I mean, it's hard unless I'm actually there seeing it. Has everyone tried using rubber dip for their tool handles? I've not used rubber dip. I've used what's the brother stuff that everyone, the stuff they sell at Harbor Freight. I can't remember the name of it. Hello, Sacramento in the house. DR Falcons, my granddaughter lives in McMinnville, Tennessee. Ooh. Michelle,
Yes.
Hey, strangers. Do you have any thoughts on backpack leaf blowers?
Joe responded to her before we got a chance to.
Did he? Good.
Yes.
Yeah. I've not used backpack leaf blowers. I'm also not a fan of gas, so that's part of the reason.
Joe Smith basically said backpack blowers are great for leaves. Handhelds work better and faster as grass on sidewalks mowing. And she said she thanked him. She has half an acre and a ton of leaves.
Yeah, you might want to go
backpack.
backpack.
Yeah.
Backyard self-reliance. New Craftsman versus Tecton. Which is better? Tecton. Everything I've seen from the new Craftsman, I've gone through quite a bit of it. Not happy with. Everyday use, EDU. Oh, there you go. Yeah, no. For everyday use, no.
Jabrock, thank you. He says we're 30 minutes behind.
We're not. Are we really?
Yeah, we really were.
All right.
So we're really trying to get
Lowe's
up.
has a steal of a deal on Hitachi tools as they switch from a top. They do. They really do. And I heard that the new Metabos, that the batteries will be backwards compatible. What do you think of Harbor Freight scroll saw? Also, the little thin belt sander disc combo. The thin belt sander disc combo is excellent. Use a 25% off coupon if you still can. There's still some that you can find for it. The scroll saw is not bad, but you can get a old vintage scroll saws, 24-inch depth, cast iron. You can get them for the same price. Takes a little bit of refurbishment. I've had both. Love them. Trust me on this. Haunt Craigslist for some time, a month or two, and you will find an old vintage, just killer scroll saw going for next to nothing. The quality of any tool is dictated by its user and its maintenance. That is so true. Love the Warhammer, not a Harbor Freight item. No, I've been trying to get them to carry it, but they keep telling me that that's not really up their in their bailiwick. It's funny to hear people say they like this company, but not that company, when really there's only 2 companies that own all the other companies. Okay, it's more than 2, but I get what you're saying. There's a lot of that kind of stuff going on. There's one that's pretty famous where people tell me that they like one thing. Oh no, it's the people who say I prefer 20 volt over 18 volt because I think I get more power in it. It's the same battery, you know.
Yep. Novice Nick says that the carport is covered, so he's guessing he's good.
I use my Hercules drill to mix tile mortar. Now the chuck is getting stuck and acting up. Did I overdo it? Yeah, most drills are not made to cover doing any significant amount of tile mortar. It's just too viscous for light use, sure. But I don't know how much you use and what kind of paddle you use and that kind of stuff. If you still have warranty on it, maybe try and warranty that out. Dear Frank said, I love my Ram. It's one of the best vehicles I've ever had, and it was a 1994 Dakota. There you go. Yeah, I've had 70 cars and trucks and vehicles at this point. And so I'm pretty well sampled when it comes to that kind of stuff. Barbecue 76 says, I'm using tools that are old, as we are at least. Video ideas, maybe new versus old tools. That's a good idea.
Good idea.
Hello from Brazil. Oh, that's awesome. Fabio, nice. Thank you for joining us. That's really cool. And then I skipped too far ahead.
Bum, bum, bum.
I haven't watched a football game since the Fridge played for the Bears. Wow, that's been a long time. Rigid is Makita's cheap brand. No. Rigid is owned by Emerson, licensed out to TTI. Makita is their own standalone company. When are we getting the Bauer fan? January, I think, is when I heard. I've got mine sitting right there. I know. Weird flex, right? As the kids say. If you draw a crowd in your live stream, this is impressive. A tool channel that draws a crowd like a Logan Paul video. That's awesome. I hope not Logan Paul, because they're all there just to, like watching NASCAR. They're there to watch the wreck. Well, thank you. And thank you for being here. By the way, check out Kuhn Trucking. They have a great channel. Really honest reviews. You know, he's a tool truck fan, and he's been giving some honest reviews about stuff. And it's great to see people doing that because, you know, as I say, I'm brand agnostic. I cover Harbor Freight stuff because you guys asked me to. I did not start off covering Harbor Freight stuff.
Well, and we cover a lot of stuff because we're asked.
We do, yeah. And, you know, it's a back and forth. It's a community. And I'm here to work with you guys and to bring you what you want to see, which is why she's here, because you really don't want to see me. You're here for her. I know what it's like. I know what's up.
I just wanted to tell Michelle that Joe Smith, who's been giving you a bunch of advice, is a professional lawn care specialist.
Yeah. Runs his own company.
Yep.
He knows what he's talking about. 5 Ds of security. Deter, detect, deny, delay, and defend. Each has its own actions, and each is dependent. A full suite of security is dependent on all of that. Brotherhood of Dirt says, I'm wondering if you have any experience with AC Delco cordless power tools. I have not. I saw them. They look interesting. At first, I just laughed when I saw it. Because I was thinking about AC Delco stereos for some reason. And the old, just crummy GM interiors where everything's square and gray, plasticky looking stuff. And anyway, I know some people have said they tried them and they weren't bad, but I have not actually done any real serious looking into them. Landon Ashby, What's up, Bear Family? Get my 5-drawer cart today in Park Tool Blue. This thing is a beast for bike repair toolbox. The local Harbor Freight was out of stock on the 2-gallon compressor, but I want to put it on the bottom. That'd be a cool setup. I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
Actually, guys, I'm thinking of getting, and if we get enough in either members or in Super Chats, it'll happen sooner. A lot of people can complain. A lot of people who are like, I'm a real mechanic and would never use the 5-drawer tool cart. I had one. I switched out for the regular 24-inch, but I want to get a treadmill. I figure I can pick up a power treadmill online, and I'm going to create bumps on the tread and load that thing up and bungee it on there and run it for like 100 miles and see how it handles. Let's see if it can do it, right?
I think we're about 10 minutes behind.
Uncle Toy says, love the antlers.
That's right.
Thank you. I think I get some. Oh, he means you. Yes. Dakota Zimmerman, do you have any experience with the Viking lithium-ion jump starter and power pack from Harbor Freight? I don't have experience with that. I've got a good friend got 2 friends who have them. One of them was able to jump start an 8-cylinder, small 8-cylinder with it. I know a lot of people who've used them. They think they're great. I've got the Viking battery tender, basically. That thing is awesome. I'm not a fan of the Syntec stuff that they have. They've all the Syntec stuff, other than the OBT2, basic OBT2 scanner things. They've all died. Not the scanners, the battery stuff. The Viking stuff, everything from the Viking stuff that I've tested or I know people personally who have used has been great. Ray says, I started working at Harbor Freight. Any tools you recommend right off the bat? And what do you think of the Bauer corded electric impact? I think Bauer corded electric impact is a decent DIY home gamer kind of impact. And any tools I recommend right off the bat. I like the Icon ratcheting wrenches. I like the titanium welders. I like, what else? The Hercules sliding miter saw. It's my favorite standalone tool I have right now. Let's see here. 600 watchers, only 160 likes. Come on, throw a like for the lady at the antlers.
Like the antlers.
Ravens 30, Pats 20. I'm not a Ravens fan, but I hope they just crush the Pats. I hate the Pats. Look forward to Sunday show like to go all these Mutual of Omaha.
Who said that?
John Cuso. Man, do you remember Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom? I loved that show as a kid. Boy, I'm showing my age there. Let's see here. Coon Truck says, I think with battery technology, gas-powered trimmer, blowers, and small chainsaws are becoming a thing of the past. For anything less than high-performance, large-scale use, batteries owning it. I had a battery lawnmower, and I wouldn't go back unless I had a massive yard or acreage I needed to go through.
Best way to minimize the PVC cracking is to ensure that the PVC thread end is male and the metal is female end.
There you go.
See, I said there was.
Hold on here. Okay, we did that.
Highlight it.
Hello again from KC, and yes, feel more than welcome to use my name. James Luke in the house. Javier says, my neighbor gave me a 12-volt DeWalt drill, so I ended up giving it away to someone else. Turns out the drill had been passed on between 30 people before it got to me.
Holy cow.
Now, DeWalt just came out with a new line of 12-volt. I've heard some decent things about it, but their old 12-volt, yeah, it was good call on that. Jared Jizzles says, anyone else thoughts on the Icon socket's durability complaints? I'm going to be doing some testing on it. I know Justin Dow said that he wasn't thrilled with it. Some of the other ones I saw, I got to think were with an impact. I think that there is an issue here. How bad the issue is, I don't know. I haven't honestly been using those. I've been using I've been using my Tecton stuff. I know. Not just because it's there and it's easy use and stuff, but anyway, I'm going to be doing some testing on it. Not this week, probably the week after.
Mike has 18-volt DeWalt batteries. Want to take a charge?
Won't take a charge.
Take a charge.
Mike, there are ways to like take another battery and put power directly into that battery. It's dangerous. You can do it. Look it up on YouTube. Understand though that lithium power can explode, so you got to be careful. But there are ways to try and salvage it. Kuntrek says, I have to say the Icon really changed my mind on Harbor Freight tools. The abuse we put on that ratchet through is still held up. I even went and looked at the Icon box. Hey, are you coming here for SEMA by any chance? Because if you are, you swing by the shop here and you can play around with this one, jump on it and whatnot, see what you think. Mike Hamilton said, Richard points out you can buy replenishment kits for any batteries for $10 to $25. That's a good idea. Well, you can also just replace the cells. I often forget to say that. I don't know why. Have you used a rotary tool to sand your dog's nails? Do you think it would be safe? They actually make rotary tools specifically for that, which are probably overpriced. So yes, as long as you know where the quick is and you're careful, it'll totally be safe. My dog wouldn't stand for it. She doesn't like people holding her paws. Then she'll like jump in your lap and try to lick your face. So it would all go bad real quick. How good are Master Force impact wrenches? I don't know, Brent. There's not a Menards near me, so I can't answer that question. Kirby would love to see the tool cart on the treadmill. $3.99. Nope, not for you. Nope.
Do you see what I have to deal with? Really? Now you just made everyone be deaf with my squeak. Thank you.
And you shook the whole table so everyone got nauseous at the same time. I think that'd be a great video. I'm actually trying to build a mechanism for testing ratchets that will automatically throw the ratchet. I can use a rotary motor with the right kind of gear set to ratchet it. But I'm trying to work on how to keep constant tension and allow it to ratchet at the same time. So, trying to work on that. Coon Trucking says, I've been looking at plasma cutters for our shop. We won't use it a whole lot. What are your thoughts on one of the Harbor Freight ones that Harbor Freight sells? I know they're coming out with a new one for titanium, and it looks decent. It really does. But I'll be honest. So I was at the National Hardware Show earlier this spring. If you go back and watch my videos from it, you'll see these. They're called Cut 40s plasma cutters, and they're just everywhere. Everyone has them. They're practically interchangeable, and you can probably get one of those for less off of Amazon. And if you're going to only use it sparingly here and there, maybe try going that route. If you're looking for something more serious, then that'd be something different. What are you doing back there?
My phone
being
is
elegant?
Yes, I'm being very elegant. My phone is charging, and I was trying to read.
Michelle says that she likes your antlers. Looking good. Jessalou.
Hey, we miss you. You should come
Don't
visit.
poke my eye out.
Whatever. You have two. Really
don't like flat ball brandy. I'm not a brandy person at all, to be honest. I don't know what flat ball brandy is, but this thing jumps around on me so much. Tom Splain, thank you for the likes.
User error.
It's the freaking interface here. Sexy antlers on Sexy Mrs. DeBear. You almost did again. And hello, not so sexy Mr. DeBear. Hey.
It's because you're very handsome. You're not sexy. You're handsome. That's right.
Oh yeah, scratch. Of course you liked Wild Kingdom. Richard says there are dozens of tools not available in USA. Festool rail saws, DeWalt's 36-volt cordless track saws, DeWalt's table saw, chop saw combo, made for hardwood floor guys. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. You'll see all sorts of stuff in Europe you can't get here. What projects are you currently working on? The garage right now, really. We're trying to get this all set up, and once we get this done, then we've got a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Get DeWalt aftermarket batteries for $20 on Amazon. Yeah, if you're already in DeWalt or somebody gives you some DeWalt stuff, go with the aftermarket batteries. I've tried them. I've tested them. Now, one thing is you got to be careful and keep an eye on them because they don't have as good a sensor for determining when you're taking too much power out of them. So I'd say when they get down to one light, stop there.
Hot Splice 1970 said he just chomped the like button and he challenges everyone to do the same. And DeBrock was reminding us to shout out the mods.
Thank you very much. And that's a good point. We should shout out those mods. That's everyone there you see with the name in blue, with the Cobalt blue wrench next to their names. They are the glue that holds the channel together. They make sure that they help people, remind people like, hey, you got to put at the den of tools so that he'll see your question, or remind people, hey, we're trying to keep it cub friendly around here, or remind me that I need to shout out the mods and other stuff like that. And thank you so much. You guys are amazing.
And the mods also often have their own channels.
So thank you.
Definitely go check their channels out. I would suggest that the mods put the link to their channel so that people can go and check it out. But we have a lot of people who are involved in our community and to make our community great. And they also have their own channels. And some people, like Daughter of Ra, don't have any content on their channels, but we're trying to get lots and lots of subscribers for her. So you can feel free to like her as well. Yes. But yeah.
The Coon Trucking says he bought his Icon sockets last week. The deal was $20. Yeah, that was a great coupon. But they're softer. He feels they're softer also, so there you go. He'd rather they be softer and wear out versus harder and crack. Yeah, you never want to have... That's the other thing, guys. I see a lot of people doing this. They'll have an impact. They'll have their hand on the socket while they're running the impact. Don't do that. If that thing cracks, you're going to end up with a hospital visit. And it happens. It happens with the best tools out there. If, it's... Just be safe, all right?
Coon Checking says that he wishes he was going to SEMA, but not happening this year.
Oh, that's a bummer.
But appreciates the invite and maybe next year.
Hospice says, I just chomped that like button. Challenge everyone to do the same. Chomp the like button challenge. Very nice. Yep. Hold on. There we go. How about those mods? Yes. I wish I was going to SEMA. Just that. No SEMA this year, but planning on 2020. Will be a PRI in Indy, though. That's cool. I'll probably be at SEMA next year too, so stay tuned. Maybe we can do a meetup or something. Barbecue 76, showing your age with your wildlife shows. Yeah, I know. Gunther said, Bears love Wild Kingdom. They were often the stars of the show. Yep. We were always the stars of the show.
You just keep
Jim says, night all late back here, even though it's 11, it's really 12. Yeah, I know that feeling.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Nick says, the inside of my new toolbox stinks quite horribly. Come to think of that, it's Tech Priest that's sold. Yeah, well, that Tech Priest oil. It'll get in those crannies. Greg Brandy says, hey, cutie. Thank you very much, Greg. I appreciate that. Always makes me feel good. Coon says, I'll check those plasma cutters out. It will be used to fabricate brackets, etc. Nothing thick or super hard. Just looking for something faster than a grinder to cut them with. Yeah, do search on YouTube, man. Cut 40. You'll see a whole bunch of them, and they're all. And I looked at a bunch of them at the show. I think they're just like the same box with different colored sheet metal on them. Javier says, will we be seeing DeBear's cousin this year since he only made an appearance last winter? Every once in a while, it's not his cousin, it's his brother. Half brother. Blue he's talking about. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What? You don't like Blue?
Well, sometimes Blue gets a little crazy.
He's
yeah.
He's got a mouth on him. Michelle says, miss you too. I actually may be in Vegas to sell that property at some point. I've got room for y'all anytime in Portland. Woohoo!
Yes.
Walt says, please show us the prosumer tools at SEMA. I will definitely do that. I don't expect them to be a lot of them. Brady Flatball from... Oh, Flap... yeah, okay. I read that as brandy for some reason. Oh. Is there much difference between Hercules, Bauer, and Warrior cutting wheels? I don't know. Everything else I've seen as far as accessories, yeah, the Hercules stuff is significantly better than the Warrior stuff. With the Bauer coming probably 80% of the way of the Hercules. What track saw would you recommend? Would the Festool be worth the extra cost? If you are a professional carpenter and you do a lot of detail, like interior work, cabinet work, kind of stuff like that, the Festool track saw is fabulous. I got to use it once. I mean, it's the only one I've ever seen that's got an actual riving knife on it. It's set up for plunge cut. It's beautiful. It's stupidly expensive. For a DIYer, Win sells a very decent track saw. In fact, they're the only one I know who sells a decent one that isn't stupidly expensive. Is the big green Cobalt tool cart worth it still? Still worth it. Good luck finding it. I don't know if they stopped selling it or what. But they're everyone says that they're hard to find. They may have sold out because of my video. Auberkin says Bosch sells a drill press in the UK, Australia that isn't available in the USA. It's a green one and fairly inexpensive, but only $220. That's interesting. I wonder why they don't sell it over here. Let's see here. Which Harbor Freight battery tool for changing tires?
Children.
The Bauer Impact, probably. I think that's the only battery impact that they have. I mean, you get an impact wrench. I mean, I've used the impact driver. I've used the Hercules impact driver on my utility trailer, but that's a utility trailer. Yay, shout out the mods. I just shouted out the mods. Or maybe I'm behind. I don't know.
Welcome, Jason Westerfield.
Give him a bell for joining.
Order up.
That was a loud one.
It was.
For joining becoming a honorary tool bear there.
That's right.
Jennifer Whitewolf just surfed in. Hey, how's it going? Let's see here. DeBruck says, I have no content, so no need to sub to me. That's not true.
That's not true.
Everyone loves subs.
Yeah.
Jefferson says, I saw a guy get fingers messed up holding a socket while using an input gun.
Oh.
That's what I keep
Ouchies.
saying, man. Javier says, I learned that lesson from putting my hand on the socket while running an impact. Yep. And if you still need better stability, a lot of companies sell these, but I don't know if I can get to it from here.
I'm gonna comment. Carson's Exploring Channel
That's not it.
did $2. Hi Bear, just fixed my high-powered RC car. Awesome! Bing, 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 bing.
Are you done?
Bing.
So this thing sells for I think it's like $20 or so. And it's got two different settings, so you can lock it there or you can slide it further down there. And it gives you a spot where you can hold on to it, put your impact on it, and control it and not have to worry about that sort of thing.
So, if I looked at that, I would have thought that was a scope. If I wasn't looking, close up, I'd be like,
No.
Yes, I know what scopes
That's
look
a
like.
scope.
I'm just saying, that was my first thought.
Eye relief on that is weird. Let's see here. Oh, Carson's Exploring Channel. How's it going?
Blue drinks too much and gets mouthy.
He does.
That's right.
Let's see here. Dano's Toolbox. Have a great night. Thank you so much.
Have a good night.
Craig Tools has a great track saw. They do. How much is it? That's blasphemy hating Pats? No. Pats need to be hated. Everyone hates the Pats. When I was little, everyone hated hated Dallas. Now people hate the Pats at least 2 to 3 times as much as Dallas was hated back then. Dwayne Larson says, thanks for all the Harbor Freight info and tool talk. Thank you very much. Thanks for being here and being part of the channel. Richard says, I see guys using flex-volt batteries on non-XR tools. A no-no? It really good.
Oh, it'll melt
the
the
motor. Oh, jeez. Why does it even work? Why? How would... If it's not supposed to be done, why did they even allow them to do it? Hey, Toolhead's here. Hey, how's it going?
Carson's Exploring Channel says, sub to my channel.
You should sub all of the tool channels out there. But definitely his.
Yes. Shane says, any advice on wobble extensions? Husky, gear wrench. I hope you have a great time at SEMA.
Oh, thank you. I like Richard comment above it. Craig, somebody who patented a 600-year-old pocket screw for millions. It's kind of like that. But they do make a great version of it, so. DR Falcon says, 600 people watching, only 199 likes. What's wrong with that picture?
Oh my goodness.
Tom says, I love Mutual Omaha, watching Jim tackle this lion and cut to commercial. And we'll talk to Jim next week from the hospital.
Nice.
So, there was the older guy, and then Jim was who was the host? Because Saturday Night Live did a great one where I can't remember the host's name, but he'd be sitting there drinking a martini while Jim wrestles the wild anaconda. And Jim's like getting thrashed around. Yes. Back when Saturday Night Live was actually funny. Brad Nails and Midway USA has several Fordham handles. There you go. Dead Tools. Coon says, it's bedtime here. Really enjoyed the live stream. You guys have a great thing going on over there. Keep it up. Great work. Hope to catch you guys next time. Thank you so much. I love watching your channel. I'm subscribed to the Coon Trucking. You guys should all check him out. Dakota Zimmerman says, I was looking at the new winches at Harbor Freight the other day. You should try to get them to send you one for comparison. They just came out with that new one, and they're saying one of the caveats that people have had with the newer Badlands winches is that they're good, they're solid, but they're slow. The new one they just came out with, the Apex, is supposedly 2 times faster than their other winches. So, and I've got a great little Jeep to put it on, so.
Marlon Perkins?
Marlon Perkins, that's it.
It's DR Falcon who gets credit for that, because I read it first, but somebody else may have said it as well.
Super Bowl at the Pats is a Super Bowl worth watching.
Michael also said Marlon Perkins.
Thank you very much. Let's see here. JD Tech's in the house, running late. Got a hall pass? I hope you do. Marlon. I miss Marlon. Oh, poor Marlon Perkins. He was great.
Richard Wolf said, pay attention to how people treat their own tools because that will determine whether you loan them one of yours or not. That is true. I also am a firm believer that you don't ever loan something to anyone, money, tools, whatever, unless you're willing to never see it again.
Yeah.
So that's why you have that, like...
Good way to ruin friendships if you try to do it the other way. That's my grandfather always said. Like you said, never loan money. You can give somebody money. If they give it back...
That's great, but...
don't ever expect it.
Yeah.
Michael, how's it going? Something you said before, a battery lawnmower in Vegas is like a snowblower in Kuwait. It is. It was before. We've only lived in Vegas for 2 years. This was back when we lived in California.
And technically we did have snow last year.
Yeah, we did have snow. How do you feel about allowing neighbors or friends? Oh, that's what we just talked about. Should I offer my time and help instead?
Depends on the relationship.
Yeah. I have had neighbors that I wouldn't loan
spit
air
on them
to.
if they were on fire.
Yeah.
I think it just depends on the neighbors, and so you kind of have to gauge that for yourself. But sure, if you have a neighbor that you are able to donate time and help them do something, great. But sometimes the relationships aren't there, and you gotta...
Michael asks, wooden or leather paddle for spanking? Wooden for the kids, leather for everything else.
And?
I don't know, keep it PG. I used several wobble drives in a row to get to hard to reach transmissions for engine bolts. Yeah, I had to do that. Let's see here. Hey, from Des Moines, Iowa, Spencer says, I miss Des Moines. How is Des Moines these days? I used to live in Clive in West Des Moines, and I'm trying to think if I actually lived in Des Moines proper. Yeah, I think I did. I did live in Des Moines proper, because I went to, I just forgot the name of the middle school I went to.
It was a long time ago.
Merrill Junior High, I think it was. And Roosevelt.
Welcome back, Daughter of Ra.
Dakota Zimmerman asks, why does Harbor Freight call it a parking lot sale? It's never in the parking lot. It used to be in the parking lot, but then
some of them are.
Some of them still are. But many areas have city ordinances against it, and also sometimes the company that owns the parking lot has, like the shopping center, has rules against it. So sometimes they have to have it inside.
Yeah.
Barbecue 76, just picking your brain. What's the most obscure, one-off, unique tool you can think of? Dude, it's Sunday night, and I've been sick.
What about that nail puller? That ancient nail puller?
That is a pretty obscure tool. I was just thinking about one we were just talking about this the other day, and now I can't remember what it is. I have some fairly obscure.
Was it that one from the garage sale?
Yeah. But anyway, the old school nail puller, the kind that's it's got like a lever action with like a beak on the end, and it's got a slide hammer on it.
It reminds me of the more modern, the one where you put the
dent puller kind of thing?
No, where you do the opposite, where you're like driving a nail into cement or
a nail gun.
Yeah, but
where you hammer it and it's got a bullet in it.
Yes.
Yeah, or
but it's not.
Least,
yes, it's not a bullet.
Blank.
Yes.
Cedar shake puller. There you go.
Brokenly says, my brother-in-law always lends me his tools, and I've only broken one, and I replaced it for him. But I do agree, you shouldn't lend tools. Well, in that case, he should lend it to you, because you're not being irresponsible. The time that you broke the tool, you replaced it.
Tools break.
Tools break. So you're an excellent person to lend tools to. But, yeah.
Amelie says, off to bed. Thanks for a great chat. Thanks for stopping by. Always glad to have people here. Daughter Ross says, what did I miss? Oh, it was epic.
We missed you so much. I was actually just looking for you. And then I saw your message. So you're back. I'm assuming Ricky is in bed.
Amos is here.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going? James Luke says, what was Steve's last name that shot critters with the trank rifles on Mutual Almost Wild Kingdom? It's better. Red sang in his mind while reading. I know, I still do. I'm betting Red saying in his mind. Yeah, maybe. I don't remember them referring to him as Steve.
In the electronics service world, I don't loan out things I can't replace. Usually I fix other people's problems. That way I don't have to fix their fix and then solve the first issue.
Yeah.
That's true.
I don't usually lend out any specialty tools.
Omega Pain, no more corn syrup. I obviously missed the first 75% of that conversation.
Probably a good idea, though.
Yeah.
When are y'all putting up your Christmas tree, and how tall is it?
Excellent question. There's more than one.
I think 7.5 foot. I don't remember, but probably the day after Thanksgiving. She would put it up right
tomorrow.
Now. She would put it up and leave it up year round.
I would.
If I let her.
I am a big fan of leaving it up all year round, because then you have like a Hanukkah bush, and you have like a Valentine's Day tree, and you have a Thanksgiving tree, and what? Then you have a New Year's tree.
Valentine's Day tree, she said.
Yeah, where you can like put like sweet notes to each other about how you love each other.
You can do that without a
sweet
tree.
Little memories. I know, but the tree makes it like cute.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, yes, I like Christmas. It's one of my favorites.
Dave says I charge a $20 deposit. That's not a bad policy.
Yeah.
Liz Novus Nick says I have one neighbor I would give a day's labor, and the other I wouldn't give the time of day.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, we've had neighbors like that.
Joe Smith says, Park Campy Cassette Remover Tool. I'm assuming he was chiming in with his most unique tool.
Yes, I don't know what that is. D.R. Franken says, my Harbor Freight stopped doing them due to theft. Some guy in a pickup pulled in and ripped off like 4 welders.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because they also have a non-confrontation.
Yep.
It has to do with their insurance.
Yeah.
And people just come up and they'll load stuff up. And you got to have security there, and it's an extra charge. So, yeah, it does happen. Cheap reviews in the house. How's it going, guys? Javier says, the Harbor Freight near me has a parking lot sale in the parking lot, but it's actually 2 small tables with AAA or AA batteries and stuff like that.
Yep.
Don Russ says, had to get everyone tucked in now to make a dozen rice bag caterpillars.
Okay, I want to see a picture because I don't really know what a rice bag caterpillar is, but that sounds really cool.
I'm disturbed by that.
I'm intrigued, Goober.
Oh. The 430 movie says, I refurb all the tools in the house and I still get blamed when a tool goes down.
Sounds like me.
Yeah, a cheap tool says, ask to borrow a tool 3 times, then I'll say no, buy your own. That there does get to be a point where you're like, fire hazard tree. Oh, fire hazard tree, nice.
Nursing home my grandmother was at had one of those decorated for the seasons. See, I'm not the only one that thinks it's a fantastic idea.
Yeah, it was a nursing home.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Maybe I should go hang out with the ladies at the nursing home.
Yoda Doug's in the house. How goes it? Which Justin's here? Let's see if Justin. Did I miss it? Anyway.
Hello, Justin. Whichever one
yes.
you are. We missed you on
here.
Halloween.
Is Justin Dow not in tonight? He may be recovering. I saw there was some Jack Daniels in his future.
Yep.
What do you think of VCD construction tool reviews? I think they do a great job. I think the biggest problem is the people who watch them who don't listen to what people say. Vince is the first one who will say that, the tool test raw and stuff, that, you should be watching it and going, well, is this thing doing what I think it should be doing? And not saying, well, this one beat that one, so it's obviously you should go with this one. They're not scientific testing. They're more like demoing the tool and seeing if they perform as they should. But no, I think they have a great channel.
Hey, Yoda.
Picture incoming in email, Dr. Ross says.
Yes, I will be looking. Did you... Huh.
What?
It says, did you ever find that slot card set for your family? The slot car set that we had when I was young child was the best thing that me and my family had when I was young. We
were talking about slot cars, not he typed card, but he meant cars.
Okay.
HO scale and stuff. I haven't had a chance to really go looking for them, but I do. It's on my. I keep thinking about doing more research into it. Rust Belt Mechanics says, "What's up, guys?"
Hey.
Justin Dow is here. Grab your beers.
Nice.
Broken Lee says, I live on the border, so the parking lot sale is usually filled with resellers.
Yep. What's a good starter tool to teach my 11-year-old to use besides safety gear? Well, I would think about what are projects that you want to do around the house or with your car or whatever. And whatever project you have to work on, have your 11-year-old shadow you. There's probably not a lot of things that you can just say, here, do this.
Yeah.
But like everything, you don't expect them to know how to cook right away. You have them shadow you.
Start with hand tools before you move to power tools.
Yes.
And maybe start with 12 volt when you do power tools. They'll be smaller, easier to handle, and have less oomph to them.
Yeah.
Maybe start with a drill driver before an impact, because then you can set the torque on it. Hotsply says, sent my wife to get a plastic tote for Christmas tree. She never got one, so I did not take down the tree this year. There you go.
That's right.
Actions or lack thereof have consequences.
Yep.
Thoughts on the Snap-on tool junkie? Don't think much of him. I think his actions and his demeanor speak more than anything anybody else could ever say. And slot cars were fun. I love slot cars.
Oh my gosh. This is so far away.
Happy fallback day. Yeah. Yes. I was so excited about getting extra sleep, and then I got up at the normal time anyway. Yep. And once I wake up, I can't go back to sleep.
Yep. Which has changed. You used to be like unconscious all the time.
I know. Getting old sucks. There you go.
Aww. Wow.
That's
You're making 12 of them tonight?
Tonight?
You're amazing. I'm assuming it's for
Ram
the Caterpillar book.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, was the Ram set. That's what I thought she was talking about. Merlin or Marlin? It's Marlin, like the fish. I think it is.
Ronald Smith says, I always found Thanksgiving Day or the day after Thanksgiving with the family for putting up the Christmas tree and other Christmas decorations. One is because you have
free help.
That is true.
I think it's a great time to do it.
Yeah. It's also, I just love that time of year, and I really feel like I wish there were more family get-togethers throughout the year where you just shared big meals together.
Yeah. Cheap Review says his boy just got a slot car set for his birthday.
Aw, cool.
The movie says, you mentioned about the slot cars. I remember when I got my first steam engine with my set. It worked up to 6 engines with a small steam switch. Wow. That's... Till I had HO till I switched to N-Gauge. I had HO. And I had the slot car set up. And I love those things. I really did.
I don't remember having a train. I probably did, and my mother will probably correct me. But I do remember that there was an Ace Hardware that is still in business in Berkeley. And you could go into the basement, and they had this huge train set up there. And it was great to watch the trains go round and round. Yeah, she said the Caterpillars pre-made. I unstuff them and then add the rice.
That sounds brutal. Almost like something like a, sinister.
Oh my gosh.
Unstuffing them.
Yeah.
Mike Adams. Jeff, how often have you bought an El Cheapo tool of any kind thinking it'll be short-lived, okay for now, and that tool outlasted the name brand tools? Do any come to mind? That's a good question. And I'm sitting here going, I know that I've done that.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
And my other toolbox, they moved a bunch of stuff in front of it. I need to go back there. I know I've got a bunch of stuff like that. I'm trying to remember. I can't think. I'm really bad about getting put on the spot about this kind of stuff. I just always draw a blank. What have I used that just always kept working? Well, you know what? The Chicago Electric. That's one of the things that got me first started at Harbor Freight. The Chicago Electric 12-inch sliding miter saw. That was at the time when I got that, which was like 4 years ago, or more. It was 5 years ago. There wasn't a decent mid-priced 12-inch sliding miter saw. There were cheap ones and there were expensive ones, but there were no decent mid-priced ones. And the Chicago Electric filled that. Was the only one that was in that realm. Have you ever owned any 60s or 70s muscle cars? It's funny. I haven't really owned any muscle. I owned a 73 Caprice Classic 2-door with a vinyl top. I owned a 74 Mercury Comet, 73 Chevy Vega, and but I was always more into trucks and stuff like that. So whenever all my friends I had growing up were all seriously into muscle cars. I helped them work on them. Ford Fairlanes, Roadrunners, Novas, the Challengers, and a lot of Mopar stuff. And I was the guy with the Jeep. Yeah, so I've been always more of an off-roader type. And older European cars. So I've had some Volvos, BMWs, Saabs. First car I ever drove was a 1969 Porsche 901. Anyway. How often do you do these live shows? Every Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific. Trains were cooler than video games back in the day. Thoughts on the Harbor Freight gantry crane? I've looked at it. I want one. I've not used it. It looks interesting. I think April Wilkinson, put one in her dad's shop. And he really likes it. So... Michael says, speaking of slot cars, was a huge fan as a kid. Now with some tech skills and a 3D printer, the ability to make them unique is available. Oh, I didn't even think about that.
What?
You could 3D print your own slot cars. Dotterog, gotta say it. Mods, feel free to say no. Do all the work through the throat. What?
Daughter Fra. I'm lost. Maybe she's just very tired from filling the rice into the caterpillars.
With the N-Gauge, got my first... I always wanted to get one of the smaller sets of trains, but I never had time for it. Too many other things going on as an adult. Michael Chesney, rewinding the motors to make them go faster, making custom track select, all that stuff, man. I used to love doing all that. What was it? Somebody came out with, a couple years ago, something that's like slot cars, where it has these like plastic mats, and you control it with your cell phone. And we have those somewhere. What was that called? That was a lot of fun.
Oh, yes, I know what you're talking about, but I don't know what it's called. Daughter of Ra clarified that it was, that she does the unstuffing and restuffing through the throat.
Through the throat. There, okay.
Makes much more sense.
Do you prefer any butane soldering irons? If so, which one? Not a fan of the butane soldering irons. I rarely ever solder. You're talking about the one where it actually heats a tip using butane, like a small torch, rather than actually like soldering with butane. Or I guess I think you propane. Never mind. No, I've never. I tried them once years and years ago, and I thought the one I tried was messy and a real pain in the butt, and I never went back to them. Mario, right here.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out.
Broken Lee says Ace is the place with the helpful hardware. Bear? What? No. AFX. Oh, I had the AFX stuff. Switcher card. Those were awesome, man. You could press the little button on the back and they'd switch lanes. Of course, then you go into a corner, they'd switch anyway. Ronald Smith, member and Radio Shack was selling slot cars. Everybody controls car. Ever ready control cars and lino rules. That's the best trains you can get besides getting engaged.
Nice.
Man, I miss Radio Shack. I mean, there's still a few here and there, but they're not the store they used to be. Movie says he had the first Tyco Lightning glow loop. I wish I could remember what the first slot car set I had was. It might have been Tyco. I don't remember. All I can remember is the first car I got was a Ford, the Ford GT in the Gulf livery blue, and a lot of them. I don't remember that one did, but a lot of them also had headlights that lit up. It was super cool. Richard says if you go on DeWalt or any tool brand's social media page and post daily pics of their tools doing work, they will send you free stuff. Just don't cross brands in the pictures.
Yeah, that's true with a lot of things, though. But yes.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. James said I had a Tyco HO scale figure 8 train set. Got it for Christmas when I was 8. My 9th birthday, I got my Daisy Red Rider.
Wow.
There you go. That's class. Yeah, our Cubs got their Red Riders about that age. DR Falcon says, in high school I had a 63 Chevy SS409. Nobody likes you, Falcon. Home Handyman has CUDA, man. I wanted a CUDA fastback in the worst way. Oh. I've liked Hemis for a long time. I got one now. Unfortunately, it's all right. I mean, I like it, but it's not a CUDA.
It's not the same.
No.
Rodney says that Carol and her siblings went to Roosevelt. They owned Ward's East Side Pharmacy.
Wow. There was a Roosevelt in Des Moines?
Yes, we've had this.
Oh, yeah, we did. That's awesome. I didn't get to go there long because right after I started, we moved to Omaha. So I didn't. Boomo says, I have a 70. You have one currently, a 74 Vega.
And they love our show.
Thank you so much. Mine was that burnt orange, kind of like just ugly ass color. I paid $300 for it. It was held together by the rust. It was the first car I bought myself. Joe Smith's first car was a Ford Ranger. Hey, those are great little pickup trucks.
Yeah.
I think Ev has one, doesn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, he does. Rich says, all tool brands have social media marketing campaigns. They give free tools.
Yeah.
DR Falcon had a 76 Vega with a Durabuilt engine. It was an okay car. Are you sitting on an electronic scooter? No, I'm not.
Yes, I am. We're currently selling this, so if you need an Amigo.
We picked up a store called Shopco. It's kind of like Target was going out of sale, and they'd just gotten a new one in, and it's like a $3,500 scooter, and we got it for $100.
Yeah.
Because it's fun.
Yep.
Unstuffing and restuffing the caterpillars through the throat.
Yeah.
Donna Rob, this is a family-oriented channel. We don't like to talk about that kind of stuff.
We love you, Donna Rob.
Hey, Home Handyman, by the way, if I didn't say it. Let's see here. Where'd I go? There we are.
The 4:30 movie says he gave up trains while in the Navy, and that was almost 30 years ago.
Oh, that's too bad. I understand, though. Life moves on.
Yep.
He says, went to Harbor Freight today, had a Series 1 44-inch roller box. What is that? Something? Oh.
No, my arm just
roller box there for $239.98. Manager told me half off. But I said, bring it, took it home. Heck yeah. That's awesome. That's a screaming deal.
Yep.
Richard Will says the tool brands now recognize they get 10 times the ROI from giving a free tool than paying for advertising that barely hits their... Think about it. Who watches ads? Half the time people skip ads. People pay money to watch the Super Bowl ads or pay to put in Super Bowl ads. But when you're actually watching the Super Bowl, I mean, now people watch those later. So I don't get it. People don't watch ads the way they used to. You got to have integrated ads, and it's the only way people are going to see stuff. How do you feel about the Skill 10-inch heavy-duty worm drive table saw with stand? When it's on sale, it's a great deal. I don't know if you get as much benefit from the worm drive in the table saw, but I'm an old fan of the worm drive skill saws, so I kind of lean towards that, but I don't think you can go wrong with it. Let's see here. Think of getting a 71 Roadrunner in Hemi Orange with dish mags and a black stripe across the roof. For me? Because that would be awesome.
Yeah, you definitely have a friend for life with that one.
Yeah, I love Roadrunners.
Jabrock said, in the summer of 1980, I had a 69 Fairlane, sold it the night before I went into the Army. I wish I had that car back. I think we all have a car or a tool or a something.
Oh.
Where if we could turn back time and say never mind, we would.
Speaking of that, we almost bought a Fairlane. That's one of the, like, well, actually, the Galaxy, the Ford Galaxy is the one I really like. I like the Gran Torinos, and I like the Mach 2 Mustangs from Ford. I like the Chevy Camaro. I think it's got a good look. I like the new Chevy Camaros. The But yeah, when it comes to oh, and AMX, I like some of the AMX stuff too.
There was a comment.
Michael comments, been watching messages, noticed a pattern. Former Vega owners, and he had a 73 and a 76, seem to be tool guys. Makes sense given how well and how often they fail. That is so true. Oh my gosh.
Just means you're going to get a lot of experience.
Oh man.
Robert says, Harbor Freight pneumatic roller seats don't use if you are 200 plus pounds. Which is good info.
Wait, let's see what?
Pneumatic
roller seats don't
use if you are 200 plus pounds.
No, don't use them, period. They have a really nasty issue with brake. Like you roll, if you hit a seam or something, the wheel can buckle, and then that buckles, the weld can break. And a lot of people have really taken some nasty spills on them. You'll never hear me say that you should buy that roller seat. What would you say is the best tool ecosystem to get into when looking for yard tools like weed whackers, shop tools like impact wrenches? It would depend on what you're doing, what you want to do with the battery platform. Whatchamacallit? The green guys. Chaka's not right here, right? Chaka, you're gone. Ryobi might be a decent choice. Cobalt makes some decent stuff too. I have their weed whacker. It's okay. It's not fantastic, but it's okay. The blower's okay. They have a really good impact. They have several good impacts. Bauer from Harbor Freight, they've got a decent impact. They've got... Actually, I think they have a couple impacts. Did they come out with the 3/8 yet? I mean, it's Earthquake. They're coming out with the 3/8. They don't have the weed whacker yet, but they are coming out with one. They've got the blower and the chainsaw and the hedge clipper. So those are the three I would consider. Ryby has an 18-volt soldering tool, good for small work.
Yeah, a number of people sort of chimed in. I think DeBrock also was talking about...
as opposed to the butane one?
I have a Cobalt 80 volts mower, blower, and string trimmer. No need for anything else.
Yeah, that thing is... That 80-volt one's a beast.
Yeah.
Knew a guy had a 62 Barracuda some years back. The restore was sweet. Oh, yeah.
Burgundy.
I like burgundy.
I was in love with burgundy forever.
If you can find old Chicago box wrenches, those things have shot up in value. Yeah, Des Moines has Lincoln, Roosevelt, Valley. Yep. Yeah, the problem with Vega was that aluminum block. Yeah, mine did. Mine leaked oil like a sieve, man. I've always wondered how die-cast metal car molds are made with such detail of existing... I'm guessing they have artists with the skills and the guys to make the money. I don't know, man. But they do come up with some great stuff. 73 Caprice Classic. Please say it was the glass house with the curved back window. It was not the one with the curved back window. But it was... Man, the thing was a yacht. Love taking that thing on road trips. The doors felt like wings, though. I mean, you open that door... Swing so far out there.
I'm scrolling through them, and I know you're scrolling through them. But, Landon Ashby says, teach your child to read a tape measure, please. That is a useful skill.
Yeah. Little Giant versus Werner extension ladders. I have the Little Giant.
I don't know if I've ever been on a Warner.
Yeah, I haven't. Can't really think about the last time so, the Little Giant's great. Harbor Freight sells a version of the Little Giant that's a little bit less expensive and seems to be made just as well.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Walt says, first truck I bought was a 77 Ford Courier, 2.3 liter, paid cash with firefighting money from National Guard. There you go.
Wow.
Landon says, the new Pokemon subscribing to mods channels must sub to them all. The new Pokemon. Very nice. Gotta sub them all. Ridge Runner. Hey, howdy, Baron family. A little late to the show tonight. Been a busy weekend moving, but finally done.
Oh, wow.
Good
Bless
on you.
you.
I hate moving.
Moving is awful.
Joe Smith says, let's see the counter start rolling at least 250. I think he's talking about likes.
Yes.
Where are we at with
Like
current views right now? We're at
6.
562 currently watching.
Yes, let me see.
Wow. Jeez. Thank you, everyone, for being part of the
Yes.
channel. We really appreciate it. I should also mention, we talked about before, but the rules to keep things moving here are keep the comments family friendly, at least PG. If you want me to read it, start your message with @TheDenOfTools. It shows up highlighted in my chat window as that little orange blob there. Lets me know that you're talking to me and not just chatting amongst yourselves, which is totally cool. Number 3, I try to give a real response, not just short quips. As such, we do get behind. I will get to your comment. Please don't spam the comment section. It makes it really confusing. And please be respectful of other people's comments. That'd kill for some cough drops.
You say this like I left the house and didn't get them.
You're supposed to leave the house.
Yeah, but you left the house. What?
Richard's comments. This is my step ladder. I never knew my real ladder.
Nice.
I love good pun.
Yes, he's very punny. You're encouraging him.
Never knew my... That's awesome. If any viewers want a more adult-friendly live stream, go to Justin Dow's channel. Conversations tend to go heavy R+.
Yep. And he's
Yeah.
awesome. We love his channel.
Yeah, we do. Justin's great.
Yep.
Hey, Bear, I love the new Icon Ratchet wrenches. Got the metric. They're worth the money. Are you leaving?
No, but every time I lean forward or move, I'm hitting the table and it's driving me insane.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I like them. They're nice. They're big. As long handle. I remember as a kid when my father's Ford Galaxy broke down, my uncle came to pick us up that day after a trip upstate. That was back in the 70s. For some reason, I still remember that. It's funny. I remember with my biological father driving. I think we were driving. I think we were going to Mexico because he lives in Arizona, in Phoenix, and we were driving a Jaguar, and it died in the middle of the desert, and we had to have somebody come and get us, and I still remember that. And I only remember dramatic things with cars. I don't remember. Ron says, I miss my 68 Galaxy 500 convertible. Oh, I bet you do. That's a beautiful car. James says, my third car was a 70 Ford Galaxy 500 two-door sport roof. 351 Windsor FMX 9-inch rear end. Very nice. Look up Dodge Polaris. Hold on. Yeah. We do this and do that. And then we go over here. We'll do that. And we're going to get
One
this.
moment, please.
Do you mean Dodge Polara? Ooh,
Wow,
that's nice.
That's cool.
I gotta admit, I have a thing. We actually both do have a thing for really boxy kind of cars.
Yep.
Teach your child to read the tape. Oh, yes, we talked about it. In 72, I was working at a used car lot in Florida. We got tons of early Vegas. Lousy car for a buy here, pay here. Yeah. Thunderbutt Holmes, $2.
Nice.
My butt makes noises. I bet it does.
Great.
Mine never does. Do you know the number of the Cobalt green tool cart? No, she said if I ever called her again, she would call the cops.
Who?
The tool
What?
cart.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I don't know the stock number off of it.
Maybe
There were
one of
links
our
to it
mods.
in my video on it. So you can look that up, but it's hard to find. That's the thing about Lowe's website. There's some tools on there that just don't show up even in searches. It's weird. All right. Probably an unpopular opinion, but I love the look on the third-gen Camaros, especially in red. All right, I'll be honest. I don't know my generation of Camaros off the top of my head.
I can't believe we're married.
You're not right.
I love you.
Let me see what a third-gen Camaro looks like. Oh, no, I love those. I had a friend who had a Z28, and it was a 5-speed, which was almost unheard of. I love driving that thing. It was a weird setup for a manual, but it was a lot of fun to drive. Man, boy, you can get the back end out from underneath that thing super easy.
What he means to say is that you should always drive very carefully and obey all the speeding rules, and always wear your seatbelt.
Always wear your seatbelt.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That part's not a joke. Ryobi or Milwaukee? That's like two different ends of the spectrum, man. Depends on what, for DIY, Ryobi. For pro, Milwaukee. Mike says, my dad had a 73 Vega with the slug engine and body parts falling off. People learned quick not to tailgate him.
Whoa.
Let's see, where was I? Barbecue 76 says, I perked up a few weeks ago with IH Now. The conversation went to AMX. I guess I just really like the old school stuff. I do too, Love the International Harvester stuff. AMX, I know it wasn't as popular as some of them, but man, they had some beautiful cars.
Good night, Michael.
Good night. Have
Needs
a good
to get
one.
ready for the morning. Have a pleasant night. Regards to the bride. Mike.
Let's see here. Richard Wolf says, as a brother,
I read that.
say you sneeze. Aren't you supposed to yell like it was bees?
No.
That's what I heard. I read that somewhere. Maybe it was in a movie. Mike Adams said, I had a 76 Monte Carlo Lando back in the early 90s. Second gen Monte Carlos weren't the speed demons the first gen was, but I loved the styling lines. Did yours have the swivel seats? Because I had the one with my family had the one with it was maroon with the half vinyl top with the swiveling bucket seats.
Yeah, you don't even
It was
know.
the coolest thing for getting in the back seat. No, they were not quite the one of the... And then, of course, the ones they came out with in the 80s, the little micro ones, those were kind of a joke. Home Handyman said he did a review on the Quinn Linesman's pliers a day or so ago, and these are much better than the Pittsburgh or the Doyle, but still like my Kleins the most when it comes to Linesman's pliers. That's cool. I'm going to have to check that out. Landon Ashby, 3 Ryobis to 1 Milwaukee. Nice, great backup and nice handles. When I get done with the Master Force here, when I get done with these, the Master Force here, doing a review on them, I should probably loan them to you and let me know what your thoughts on these are. These are the house brand from Menards. I know he's in California, so no Menards for him either. Today you can do anything with 3D Maker programs. Oh, I love that. All the 3D, the 3-axis kind of stuff. Rebby has great outdoor power tools, 18 volt if you want to use batteries, or hand tools, saws, impacts, such for outdoor power. Go with the 40 volt line. Richard Wolf says, Vegas and Pacers are like anything else that's ugly or unpopular. They don't sell very many, and then they become very popular later. Well, it's like the most expensive action figure doll is like the Aquaman, because when they did the whole, the Hall of Justice superheroes or whatever, everyone bought the Superman, no one bought the Aquaman. Of course, now it's the one that is super hard to find. If I could only email you some cough drops, I wish. Let's see here.
It's almost 9. Just
Chris says,
remembered.
my dad's 76 Chrysler New Yorker broke down pulling our camper home.
Oh, no.
So we got a 79 Cadillac Coupe de Ville. It towed them both. Try doing that with a modern car.
Nope.
No, I had an 81 Cadillac Eldorado Barrettes that we sold. Was it last year? It was last year.
Yeah.
Man, somebody's asking what toys I had. That was a great car. I love that
The
thing.
kids loved it to bits. Oh my gosh.
The Rodman says, my pillow is calling. Time to put my sleepy head. Thanks for stopping by, man. You take care.
Thank you so much.
The 430 movie says, you speak of Arizona. I just finished watching The Wraith, which was actually filmed in Arizona. I just watched that again like 2 weeks ago. That was a fun, cheesy film. You took a jaguar to the desert. It didn't want to leave its natural habitat. Yeah, let's be honest. A jaguar's natural habitat is the shop. Those things get fixed more than anything else. Let's here. Try doing plugs and wires on a 3rd gen Camaro or Firebird. No fun at all. I will say this: of all the friends I had, we never had to work on his car, so never. It just ran. It was weird.
Matthew is asking if you remember the name of the video that you linked the green Cobalt cart in.
Yeah, and if I remember what the video was.
What the name of the video?
I think it was like best tool chest. I can tell you that I published it in September. So if you go back to September of this year. Specialty tools like gear pullers should I borrow them from low? Yes, you should get them from like AutoZone or any of those places. They loan them out. Unless you're going to be using it all the time, then do that.
Good night, Rodney.
Good night, Rodney.
It's late.
Have a good one. Whoop. Where'd it go? International CXT 350. Baddest truck ever made. Patience is a virtue. Almost 11 p.m. here. Going to call it a night. See you next week. Shine on, my friend. Oh, you just read that.
Yep, I did.
Mike Adams says, no, my money didn't have the swivels. It had the split bench, but I was amazed that it got 23 miles a gallon. I'm amazed that it got that much. Boom Moto, this chat's so fun. Live in Las Vegas. 2 nice cars here. We have from PA, the Rust Belt, though. Yeah. Boza says, any suggestions for a drill press to be used as daily hobby? I've got the 17-inch Harbor Freight, and I've got the 9-inch Harbor Freight. And if you set it up right, it's not a bad drill press. It really isn't. It's quite, don't overdo it and expect more from it than what you're going to get for a $60 drill press. But it's decent. Also, Win makes some really decent drill presses. I would say they're a slight step above the Harbor Freight ones of the equal size and such. Just don't expect much in the way of service from them. Bear, how about that PM you ignored about Icon selling? I didn't ignore it. I've had family and stuff. You'll find over the weekends, other than this, I don't do anything. You won't see me doing a bunch of stuff online and whatnot. I spend the time to be with family. But they're not selling 9mm 3/8 sockets as 10mm. You got a misstamped one. It happens sometimes. You find, I've seen pictures from guys who had snap-ons that were, it just happens. They don't try to do it. It's a mistake. It happens every once in a while. And you'll find that with any kind of product line, it happens. Javier says, I used to have a 96 Honda Accord a few years ago. It broke down on me twice. Once it broke down at an intersection, it almost got hit by oncoming. Oh my gosh. Maybe time for that one to move on. Someone else. 430 Movie says, I remember my friend had the Star Wars action figure Snaggletooth. It was worth a fortune today. One of the rarest Star Wars... Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Any drill press will do for hobby. If you bolt down the bench, variable speed is needed for metal drilling. Sorry. Yeah, bolt it down. Make sure or set up a really good clamping system. That's a good alternative. But you want that thing, don't just leave it sitting on a bench. Matthew says, Den Tools, thanks a lot. I sub to your channel. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
If you don't know what a switch pitch transmission is, Google it. I have one in my Cutlass. I will. I don't know what a switch pitch transmission is. Or I don't know it by that name. What's going on? Stop jumping around. Why does it do that? Let's see here. We talked about the Honda Accord. Have you seen the new Ryobi bandsaw? I did see it. It looks interesting. It is on the very small side. And I think part of that has to do with the fact that it's an entirely plastic frame. What welding hood brand should be the best for a professional field or welder? That's a good question. I know pros that use... Where is mine? It's in the cabinet behind me. I had a Hobart before, but it was not the switching kind. I've got the Vulcan one, and it's been fabulous. And I know pros who use it every day. So, but what's the best one? That's an open... It's a kind of a loaded question. I mean, you got to talk about what fits you best, what field of view you like, whether it's got the cool graphics you want on it. I don't know. It's not something I feel like I can ask, because best is a leading question because I don't know what your priorities are.
Right. There's qualifiers.
Yeah.
Carson's Exploring channel says, the Den of Tools just found out why my dirt bike was leaking oil. Have to replace a rubber plug.
Oh, at least it's something simple.
Yep.
Mike Hamilton says, a great show. Sleepy, good night. You take care. Have a good one.
Night.
What time? We're at 9:03. Planning to go to 9:30. That's kind of been our new go-to number. So, get your questions in now. Mayor's Manx are shooting up in value. I passed one on the street last week. I was about to say yesterday, but then I realized I haven't gone anywhere today.
Nope.
Do you drink G Fuel? Try not to. Let's see here. Miller, there you go. Javier says, I got rid of that Honda after the second time it broke down because the timing belt broke and the pistons... time to go. Time to go. What's up with this? I don't know anything about discount codes, so I hope you're not talking to me. You can find old Senko guns in pawn shops. Senko, for those of you who don't know, they make really great nail guns. They're like, that's their thing. Colin says, I have a drill press my grandfather left me. It's a Rockwell Delta brand. Ever used one of those? Yeah. Oh. Yep. I've got I got a Rockwell router, and I had a Delta table saw for a while, but I've used the drill press. I've never owned one, and they're fantastic. In fact, if you can find some really high-level older tools on Craigslist. And for stationary tools, I often recommend doing that first. I also like buying older tools like that and fixing them up. That's kind of a hobby. I don't know if I'd say it's a hobby. It's not something I do consistently, but I like doing it. And there's nothing quite like the feeling of getting it all, get the table surfaced and cleaned up and replacing all the old belts and stuff and getting a fresh coat of paint on it and making it look like it's almost new. They're beautiful. Is Den of Tools part of the Republic of Gamers? No. I mean, am I a gamer? Yeah, but I don't know about any Republic of Gaming. Dave says he uses a Jackson Journeyman welding helmet. There you go. Ronald Smith, the Bulldog in Rio used to seem face masks you use for Halloween for safety masks.
His sister screamed really loud.
Because the kids
through the circuit coming out.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Delta made great stuff. How old is it?
Yeah. I did a whole thing. When did I talk about? I talked about the whole Rockwell getting purchased by Delta, and then they stopped making. I can't remember what video that was in though. Why I talked about that. Oh look, I got drinks still. I thought it was out.
Nope. You're losing your mind. You hear that?
Hey, real
people?
quick, I want to say a big shout out. Thank you to everyone who donated through the super chats.
Yes.
You guys are amazing. Also, everyone tonight who became a member of the Den of Tools. Thank you so much. It's kind of like Patreon, but built into YouTube, so you don't have to go over somewhere else and do something. You guys are amazing. I just always...
Having a drinking problem.
Have I mentioned amazing?
Amazing.
I'm always surprised by the kind of support that you guys give us. And also a big shout out to all of you who are here tonight watching the channel. The mods for doing a great job, keeping it, cub friendly, and make sure people are respectful and everything. So I just want to thank you all. You guys are amazing. And also a great way you can say thank you to the mods is by going and checking out their channel.
Yep.
And seeing what they have out there. Watching one of the videos, giving them a thumbs up. I know Joe Smith has been talking a lot about, the whatchamacallit, sorry, just read a comment. He's been talking about, getting likes for us. Go check out his channel and give him some likes.
Yep. He's got really great stuff.
Yeah.
In my new habit of salvaging wood, since I started woodworking, I wound up salvaging a steel grocery store bread crate dolly. I'm thinking of making a drill press stand of it. That's cool. Mike Adams.
Let's see, where else was I? Movie says, I was looking at some of the bandsaws that Grizzly carries, but the price tag is a no-go. Not that I need it now, but I'm willing to see if I can maybe get a broke-down refurb. So, I had a Grizzly. If you go back 2 years or so, I had, not the bottom of the line, like the middle of the line Grizzly. I can't remember what it was. The G6055 or 4055. Anyway, it was the one that didn't have like the really cheesy stand, but had like the semi-open stand. It was fabulous. Just fabulous bandsaw. And I absolutely loved it. And I sold it when we moved due to space constraints and stuff. And boy, talk about tool that you regret selling. That is definitely one.
Yeah.
And I got mine used off of Craigslist for $325 with the extension kit.
Mm-hmm. Boom Moto says, "Hey Bear, if you ever need an RV or parts, look us up at Johnny Walker."
Johnny Walker?
Which Johnny Walker?
We've been to Johnny Walker. We bought an RV. We had a Class A, whatchamacallit? Fleetwood Flare?
Yep.
And we loved it, but we sold it. We're actually in the market looking for a trailer.
Yep.
Like around a 30-foot, something that's got double bunks.
Yep.
So if you got something like that, let us know. Boom. But yeah, Johnny Walker RV. We've been by them a few times.
Yep.
I
guess my question is which location?
Yeah. What do you think about the 64 Impala?
I like Impalas.
I wish I were taller.
I wish I was a baller.
Wish I had a girl who was pretty in a collar. Wish I had a rabbit in a hat and a 64 Impala. Oh, yeah, show my age.
Yep.
I like the look of them, especially like the guys who like lowrider them and stuff. I really like the lowrider kind of the work, the culture, that kind of stuff. They're not my style though. Let's see here. Grizzly Tools are pro shop grade. They do make some great stuff. They really do. Their table saws are fabulous. Somebody in town is selling, oh my gosh, one of the metal lathes. And I think they were saying they take $1,200 for it, which for that setup is a pretty good deal. Be like my kids and don't like me.
I know, I saw that. I'm like, I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
That's not nice.
Lena says, I'm out. Have a great night, all.
Have a good night.
Cruising down the street in my 64.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Boomers, look us up. I'm at Lot 2, Boulder and Missouri. Oh, really? Over on Boulder Highway. Maybe I'll make it by... Not this... I got SEMA this week. Maybe the week after.
I was going to say, if he commits to anything more this week, we're going to lose our minds.
I am so overdone this week. You have no idea.
And it hasn't even started yet.
Ask for George. I will do that. Richard says, switch pitch transmission came stock in late 60s. The pitch was variable torque converter blades that at the flip of a switch. Oh, that's cool. That sounds cool. All right. Well, guys, looks like things are winding down. Comments are winding down.
Yep.
We said we're going to go to 9:30, but I think we're going to call it a little bit early here.
Yeah. The little girl is passed out on the couch.
Oh.
So I'm going to have to move her.
Or we could just tie her down and tickle her. No, she'll pee.
No. Yep.
That would be bad.
Yes.
DIY shop items, workbench, carts, stands. Like
good night, Mike Adams.
DIY items like building your own, like definitely build your own workbench. Now I did buy the Harbor Freight workbench, but I use it for electrical work, and I needed something metal for proper grounding and everything. Carts and stands. Carts, maybe not, because I really like the Harbor Freight lifting carts. And stands I've built. I have videos on building stands for stuff, so. Tom says, I love my Grizzly G690 incredible saw. Grizzly also has awesome customer service. They do, but I will say that Grizzly is a little... I shouldn't say that. It's a company, intercompany thing, and really not relevant to your experience. So I'm going to retract that statement, but I like Grizzly. I do. I think they make some great products.
Novice Nick, we missed a comment from him. It says...
What was that? I'll
be working on a couple of Dodge trucks, 2001 and 1096, maybe 1996. Half ton. Should I invest in the half-inch drive ratchets or the 3/8 drive? Is a half-inch overkill or necessary?
For those trucks, I think you would want... Are you talking about impacts? Where is this?
It was... Well, see, this is the thing that sucks. On here, it gives me a time, so you can search by time.
That's what?
See here when I'm looking? That's how I know how far behind we are.
Oh, that's cool. Why don't I get the... I hate YouTube sometimes.
Yeah.
Here it is. How did I miss that?
Because
sorry. I'll be working a couple Dodge trucks and a half ton. I invest in half-inch drive ratchets.
Motor work is what he's saying.
Oh, you should get the half-inch. I think. Well, you know... I think, honestly, you'd probably be fine with 3/8 for most of that stuff. But at least with the 1/2 inch, you don't have to worry about it if you... Yeah, get the 3/8, because there's gonna be some small stuff in there that if you're looking to just stick with one of them, I'd get the 3/8.
A number of people are saying that they wish that they could go to SEMA, but they can't.
Yes, you can by staying here and watching the Den of Tools.
Well, that's the thing. Ronald Smith says, I hope you feel a hell of a lot better, and I want to see a video for SEMA's show since I can't be there and I'm in Florida, and drink a lot of Granny's rheumatism medicine. And somebody else said that they couldn't be there.
Did we say goodnight to Mike Adams yet?
Good night, Mike.
5 a.m. comes early. I know it does. You take care. Joe Smith says, come on, 11 more likes for a new record. Are you going to video at SEMA? I'm going to try. As long as they don't kick me out. If you get a metal lathe and are able to do a thread of 5, let me know. Yeah, that's going to be a while before I'm doing threads on a lathe. So close. 9 more. I wish I could go to SEMA, but my 05 Silverado 1500 said no. That was not nice. Boom Moto says, good night. You have a great time. Thank you so much. My buddy on SSI, he was broke and miserable until I bought him a 3D printer. Now he sells custom t-shirts, shoes, hats, markets and sales. He makes about $500 per month. He's not sad anymore. How does he make custom t-shirts on a 3D printer? I don't understand. Ralph Smith says, I hope you feel a hell of a lot better. We talked about that one. Yep. Debrock says, big thanks to all the mods and Den of Tools. Be safe this week. Thank you very much, Debrock. Thank you for coming, doing better and making it back. I know it was a struggle and you had to work hard at it, and we appreciate the fact that you're here, and you're always a blessing to the channel. Thank you so much. Absolutely. How do I get the coupon price to show up on the Harbor Freight website website? Go to Harbor Freight Coupon Database.com. What does your wife's t-shirt say?
It says, God created it, Jesus died for it, the Holy Spirit lives in it, so I might as well take care of it. It's like an exercise gym shirt, but basically just reminding us.
Mike says he really needs a 1/2 inch and a 3/8 if he's doing engine work. Both are needed at least on my 40 plus years. I totally agree, but when somebody says, like, I can only have one, if you only have one, because, yeah, that's a hard one to answer.
Toolhead 147 says, I wish I could go to SEMA. We'll be watching here. Excellent.
Joe Smith countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bam, I think we hit it. Thank you all, everyone, so much for liking the video. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
She doesn't. She's ungrateful. Most reindeer are.
No one listened to him.
Wish I could have seen him be watching here. What does the Vulcan welding hood come with? It comes with extra glass protector. Yeah, extra glass and protective film. And I'm trying to remember what else. Oh, I should do a whole video on it. Let's see here. 3D silkscreen printers. Wow, that's cool.
Tom
I'm going to have to look into that.
Everyone have a great night. Thank you to all the mods. A special thank you to Mrs. Bear for the information. I'll keep in touch. Awesome show. God bless. And Gary Pope says, the Ford dealer broke my truck. Went in for a recall and it won't start. My starter and fuel pump are bad. Was fine before. Use my scanner to show them the codes. They are fixing it. We had a similar issue one time. It was not the same, but yeah.
Broken Lee says, I need that 3D printer prints custom t-shirt. I want to see that. I have not seen a 3D printer.
to the internet is where we'll go afterwards.
I'm a big fan of screen printing. I took industrial arts in high school and we did a lot of that kind of stuff. 565 people in the chat tonight.
Yep.
Chatting it up.
Have a good night.
Javier says, going to bed, gotta work tomorrow.
Yep.
Tool says, thank you. And to all the blue wrenches, thank you guys. You guys are amazing.
We would not be as amazing without you.
You know what I should do is the guy I know that has the gunsmith shop, he does Cerakote. I should get a wrench and have him Cerakote it blue.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah. 3/8 will do 8 to 24 millimeter. See, and that my thought with the 3/8 was, especially if you get a slim head, you could get into areas that the 1/2 inch wouldn't get into. I don't know how to read Cyrillic, so I'm not sure what that's.
Our Cyrillic friend is back. We don't know what you're saying, but thank you for coming and enjoying the show. And I'm sorry that we don't read Cyrillic.
Hold on.
Joe Smith responded in Cyrillic, so perhaps.
Did he really?
Smith, yes, he did. That's amazing.
Hey guys, good luck in everything. Thank you so much. That's awesome.
Thank you so much.
I owe it all to my new puppy. She's PTs me every day. Oh, where's my puppy?
She's inside. The door's closed.
Let's see here. My suggestion is bite the bullet, buy both. Yeah, you might. I mean, there's some cheap ones you can get out there. Duralast from AutoZone. They're inexpensive, and they do warranty work if they break. I mean, they'll warranty. It's been super easy.
Good night, Richard. Happy Interstate said, "What's the cheapest table saw that will take a dado blade?"
Probably like a used Craftsman on Craigslist, to be honest.
Yeah.
That I would want. There are ones that will take a dado blade, but the question is, do you want to do a dado blade on those? Like, there's some job site saws that'll take them, but I wouldn't want to run a dado stack on those.
Carson's Exploring Channel said, I took screen printing freshman year in high school.
I think, well, I took industrial arts from 7th all the way through, so 6 years.
The 4:30 movie says, come on, everybody. Grandma got run over by a reindeer.
Walking home from our house Christmas Eve. Hey, wait, we can't do that yet. Can't do that yet. Gotta wait till after Thanksgiving. All right. Joe Smith has Cerakote. I've got a Cerakote set in storage. So
Richard Wolf says, good night all. Boom. Mic drop. Exit stage left.
There you go. Exit stage left. Let's see here. At Tech and Design, the difference in price from 1/2 inch is about $75. There you go. Use a router to cut dado grooves. Yeah, that's a good... Walt, thank you. That is a great point, and I have to think about it when I'm doing that myself. To be honest, there's a lot of things that...
I'm getting old sitting in this chair.
Yeah, use a router for that. It's safer than a dado stack. And a lot easier than having to swap the blades out and everything. Anyway, that's going to be it for us tonight from Den of Tools. Thank you all so much for being part of the Den. Thank you to all our members, everyone who donated the super chats. You guys are rock stars.
Thank you so much.
Especially thank you to all my blue wrenched mods. You guys are amazing, and I know there was a lot of work to be done tonight and keeping everyone family friendly and keeping it on content and stuff. Thank you so much for your work. Please do take a moment to check out the mods channels. We like to support all channels out there, and anyone who's producing good content and just keeps it up, they just make the whole YouTube community that much better. Anyway, you all take care.
And as always...
No. God bless.
God bless.
I was waiting for you to pick up the other part of that. We should probably coordinate this before, but
it's like we have a show every week.
Anyway, take care. God bless, and as always, shine on.